What's up? I'm really tired today. How are you guys? How are you guys?
I'm a little tired myself.
Did you sleep last night, Paul? Was your nipple irritating you?
It did affect my sleep, as a matter of fact.
Did it?
You see it?
It
You see it?
it kept like.
Don't show it yet. Don't show it yet.
Okay.
Wait, let's make the big reveal. Just wait. Wait, don't show it. Don't show
you.
it.
Okay.
Not yet.
It's probably still.
I
think it's still bleeding.
Patch. That's what I was gonna say. If you got it strapped,
It's still. No, you mean like a Band-Aid?
yeah.
Is it bleeding?
No, I didn't put a Band-Aid on. I thought I'd be. Well, I just changed my shirt.
You should have
so
put
it's not bleeding yet through it.
You should have put a dark colored shirt on.
This one fits loose though, so it won't hug my nipple. That's where I find I get stains.
How does it feel being a 49-year-old man with your nipple pierced?
Soon to be 50, Fouad. 2 more weeks.
That's right. 2 more weeks.
Yeah.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
We gotta have a podcast birthday bash for Paul.
Oh, that'd be fun. We'll all have drinks.
We'll have everybody on and we'll get drunk.
Yeah, we'll all have drinks and smokes.
Nobody drinks except me and you.
I'll smoke. I don't. Yeah.
Justin,
Nobody
Justin,
else. Justin drinks.
drinks.
Justin drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you drink at all, Ben?
No,
Never. Not if you don't even like a social one.
I don't really enjoy. I don't.
Is it
It's
beer
not
you
I
guys
don't.
post?
It's just that it's not that I don't. I just never want to. So
Ben
I never
gets
do.
out of Ben gets out of control when he drinks. That's why.
Really?
He's like John Wick. He's like, don't make him drink, or else he'll turn into like somebody else.
Yeah, you have to hide all the pencils.
Yeah.
They're bad
So-
drunk.
I get carried away when I'm drunk. Yeah.
What kind of carried away? Do you get violent, or do you get like horny?
No,
Or you just get loud.
No. I get like, let's go to Vegas and fucking.
Oh, let's do more. Let's get worse. Yeah.
Yeah. And now this is the thing. Like beforehand, in my early days of drinking, I didn't have the finances to keep up with what I wanted to do. Now I was talking to Justin about this actually. I was like, now it's fucking dangerous because I'll end up somewhere spending everything I have, and no one needs that.
Got my toilet paper, Paul.
Oh, let me see, Fouad. Should I refresh my screen? You guys are freeze framing a lot on me right now.
Yeah, refresh your screen. I don't know, because you seem like you seem like you're a little bit behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if it's because Tony's upstairs, like on a thing like this right now too.
On a Zoom call.
So like, does that affect it? Yeah,
Fuck's
does
sake,
that
kick
affect
her
it?
off. Yeah. Tell her to get the fuck off.
Say, look, you're busy. You got work to do.
I will.
Is she just,
I
just
know.
chatting with her friends, or does she have actual shit to do? Log off and log back on.
No, she's in meetings. Okay,
Oh.
give me 1 sec.
Okay. See you later, Paul. All right.
He's gonna get shouted at, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know. He's gonna have a connection issue the whole time. What's going on? Where's James?
Oh, we have James. Yes, I haven't spoken to James in a while.
I haven't talked to James forever. What's going on with you? Are you ready to? Oh, there he is.
What's wrong with me? Nothing's wrong with me.
I said, what's going on with you? Or did I say what's wrong with you?
No, I think you said what's going on, but I turned it into. No, I'm good. Nothing. Just same old man. Just
Look
taking
at
over.
this fucking guy.
I had to make a background. I'm sorry. I was fucking around. I was literally pissing around on my green screen. Like,
Is
I'll
that
make
you?
this background.
Is that you?
It's who I want to be.
Yeah, I know. Let me see. I gotta show everybody something real quick. I saw something yesterday and I was blown away by this. I didn't even realize this had happened. James,
That's it.
this video, where the fuck did it go?
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Right here.
It's got-
1.2 million
Yeah,
views.
that just shows you that we're in the wrong sport. We're in the wrong thing.
Yeah.
That literally just proved to me that what I'm doing isn't what I should be
Yeah,
doing.
you should be just doing Comic Cons.
just walk around as him. Fuck it.
I'm going back in October, and I'll be obviously leaner, and I'll grow my beard more, and I'm doing it again, so it should be cool.
So who did the painting and drawing? I didn't get to watch the video.
Her name's Mira. She's lovely. She's like a localish lady. Does like makeup for like weddings and stuff, but she also does like this kind of stuff. But obviously, I only booked her for 2 hours, but she was like, if you had longer, we could go into like proper detail.
But it is pretty detailed. That's what I mean.
That's what I mean. Considering that, so
how annoying was it sitting there being painted?
I didn't mind.
Why? Why didn't you mind? Do you mind getting painted when you're being pro tanned?
Yeah, because you don't sit down like that.
Oh, so you could sit down, so you didn't care.
Yeah, I was just chilling and having I'm at my friend's house, just having a laugh.
Were you taking? Did you take a look in the mirror at all while she was doing it?
No. So it was only after I was like, oh fucking hell, holy shit, and I really liked it. And it's good because it was my first one, and I now know what I need to do to improve the look.
What are you going to do to improve it?
So I need to dye my beard black because you can see the gingerness. Like I was saying,
that's true.
Got darker beard.
Listen to him. He's treating it like a bodybuilding show. I know what I need to improve for next time.
It's true.
I know what the judges want. I know what they want next time. I'll be sharper.
It's true, man. But what an experience. I went in there and it was like obviously a little quiet start. I didn't really expect anything to happen. And then all day after, once I took one picture, it just didn't stop all day.
I think once people see another person take a photo, they're like, oh, he's okay to take photos.
Yeah, he's approachable.
I got a question. Did you get more attention there than you do at like an expo?
Way more.
Really?
Way more.
Wow.
I came out of this feeling so fulfilled.
But no one knew who you were, right? Or they did?
Only like 3 people.
Right.
Out of everyone. Like, so Ben, there was obviously a lot of people. I kid you not, you asked the boys, I probably took about 2,000 pictures that day.
I went through a few of the comments, and one guy wrote, the guy took his comment, his outfit really seriously. He spent his whole life bodybuilding just so he could ready this.
I was really happy with it, and most of it was positive. Obviously, listen, I'm standing there with my derby hanging out, but I don't care because I wasn't trying to be like, I was trying to be like just brute, like just stand there, let everything relax and be like heavy. Yeah. So that was the purpose of the look for me. Like I weren't like, go hold your stomach in. I was like, no, fucking stand there, look like a fucking geezer who don't give a shit.
Well,
you're a god.
I was just gonna say something, James, when I saw you walking in. Where's the clip of you walking into the expo here? So when I saw you walking in, I realized we're so hard on ourselves. We're so out of touch with how we really look. Because like, look at this shot here where you walk into you're going to turn around here in a minute and walk in. Look at that. If you're the average person, you see this walking around,
and it's real. That's not like a suit.
Yeah. It's not a suit. This is real. You're like, what the fuck is that?
I think honestly, it took a lot of people a moment to realize it wasn't a suit. Because I had people literally coming up to me saying, "Can I feel it?" Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, it's real." I was like, "Yeah," like I'm like that. That was me.
I don't think anybody knows people like not anybody, but
it's not often, is it? Yeah,
there's a lot of people that don't think like people like this exist.
Yeah,
and it's like true. They see like when I see you standing in this crowd of people, I'm like, we're so out of touch with how we really look.
I know because we look at ourselves like we're a state, like we're not really
like when we look at ourselves. When we look at ourselves, we're like, oh, I need more of this, I need more of that. But then when you're in public, people are like, what the fuck? All they see is a freak.
That's why I loved it. That's why I came out of feeling so like good because the people that are there are so non-judgmental and they're just excited to see what you do. Like they were just super impressed, and I was blown away with the response. It was like one of my favorite days I've ever had, and it's definitely really cool, something that I'll do more. So,
when's the next one?
October.
So are you're planning to do it again?
Yeah. So I because of this one, I didn't realize, but Yannicka basically emailed Comic-Con and said that I attended the last one and sort of said who I was, and they've checked my Instagram and stuff. They've given me a creator's pass, so I can go there for free as a creator, content creator, because they obviously like the video.
Yeah,
and
well, it helps them for sure.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll go there again, and I'll film again, and I'll maybe make something a little bit of this and do it more often.
So what is it? What do you normally have to pay to go there?
It's only like 60 quid. It was like 30 quid, 30 pounds, 13 pounds.
You should be charging them.
Yeah, I know. Business hustle. Like, listen, the new game of this comes out in November. So I'm planning on going in October, create a bit of hype, and then we'll see what happens.
Maybe they'll put you on the cover.
Where there was a point where, Martin Ford, right?
Yeah.
I remember Xbox flew him to somewhere in Europe and they did some commercial stuff with him. I wouldn't mind betting you end up getting pulled in by whoever makes this game to be able to do commercials for them and stuff.
It would be really cool. Do you remember we had a bodybuilder over here, Phil, called Oliver Price? Good amateur bodybuilder. I think he won the super heavyweights, but he got the role of a character called Duke Nukem.
Okay, I know who that is.
And he traveled the whole of Europe, staying in really nice hotels and promoting the game.
So let me ask you then. So in October, you'll be. Sorry, Paul. Are you still lagging? Or are you with us now?
I can hear you guys, Fouad, but I just my video is a little slow.
You're behind a little bit. Okay.
Yeah, but I can hear you guys fine.
Cool. Hey, Paul.
Hey, James. Hey, so what? You're playing a character at Comic-Con?
Yeah, I went as a character, so I'm going to go again and do it again because the response was really good. So we're just sort of talking about the response from it. Yeah.
You haven't seen the video, Paul?
No.
Go on when we're done this. Go on James's YouTube. It's got 1.2 million views in a month. And,
really?
Yeah, and everybody's watching James walk around like a beast.
So James, basically, all the podcasts from now on, you have to be dressed up as him so we get more views.
Yeah.
I would do it every day I would do it every day. I kid you not.
You enjoyed it that much, eh, James?
Yeah, I really did. And it didn't affect my day at all. It was a rest day. I took my meals with me, sat down when I needed to, had some food, and it was just a regular day. It was cool. It didn't interrupt with my lifestyle. So.
I think it'd be funny watching you sitting there eating a meal in that suit.
I'm surprised no one really filmed me sitting there eating just like normal chicken and rice.
You should have had chicken on the bone. You needed chicken on the bone, you're right.
I was just gonna say that, Ben. I was like, you should have played the character and took a whole fucking drumstick of it.
I should have. Do you know the mistake I made? And Yannicka quite rightly pointed this out. She said next time what she's going to do is wear a t-shirt with all my socials on.
Yeah.
Because no one knew who I was, like socials. That's why I haven't. People were finding me online after, but imagine if you had like,
they can find it right there.
Right.
Yeah. So guys, take a picture, please tag, please share, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I actually had a email from a small. I don't know. It seems like a small company that's making a film in France that actually offered me a role for a character, but it's during preparations. But Yannicka did email back and forth and built a bit of a rapport with them, and they were like, "We really like what James is, so you never know. Like we'll stay in touch for the following year and see what comes to be."
Doing preparations. So what? Just take a week off and go shoot the role.
Bro, you
I know.
Yeah, I know. Part of me is like, it would be amazing, but just to stay on course. But next year maybe.
So that was kind of where my original question was leading is, so in October Comic-Con, I don't know what your whole plans are right now. Are you dieting already?
Yeah. So I'm doing the Arnold and the Italian show. So I'm like 10 and 12 weeks out.
But Arnold's first.
Arnold's after, 2 weeks after.
Oh, after. So if you win the Italian show, the Italian show is the Yamamoto show, right?
Yes, that's a Yamamoto show, qualify for the Olympia.
So you do the Yamamoto show. If you win that, are you going to do the UK anyway? The Arnold UK?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I like to do multiple shows just to kind of get my groove. I think that's like I said to you, the mistake I made last year was just trying to aim for one. It wasn't really beneficial.
So it's been so long since we caught up because of travel and scheduling and everything. So you've been dieting for how long now? When was the last time you were on the show?
Quite a while.
3 or 4 weeks now.
Yeah, I'm quite not far into prep, but I've been dieting for quite a while. But just
people thought we had a beef.
I know, it makes me diet. It makes me laugh. Like, some people can be doing stuff and just things don't line up all the time. I nearly didn't make today because I forgot that. I forgot for a moment we were doing it, and my friend Louis was like, "Do you want to come Costco?" And I was all excited. I was like, "Yeah, Costco's great.
Costco's great."
Yeah, and then I was like, "Oh," and then I realized I was like, "No."
It would have been excused if you went to Costco instead of the podcast.
Do you know what? I was like, "We'll go Costco another time." But you know what it's like when you're walking around there, just having a look around. I'm in the diet now where you just walk around, look at shit.
Yeah. Already at 10 weeks.
Yeah, I still really get in that mood.
Actually,
quite quick.
At Costco, it doesn't matter from in the off season. I still like to walk around. And I end up leaving with like $500 worth of shit that I don't need.
What I knew I was going to do. I would, if I went today, my account would be £2,000 down, and it'd be all shit, and it'd stay in here in the room, and it wouldn't do anything for days on end.
What's the one thing you buy at Costco that's useless on a regular?
I don't know anything. I like, because I love like electronics and stuff, so I'd probably come away with something. I don't know, some fucking new telly or something I don't even need. No.
Well, you stick to your shopping list, don't you?
I go to the clothes section at Costco though. You find some good deals in there.
The clothing section.
No, I've been in there before, saw some nice Adidas tops.
What are you buying? What are you buying clothing at Costco?
So sometimes they have like a random like pair of track pants, like a nice pair of track pants for like 20, $30. So yeah, I don't know. I just take a look through because you never know what's going to be there.
It's
Ben,
worth it.
any guilty pleasures at Costco?
I normally buy an appliance.
That's what I was going to say.
I always end up down that kitchen. It'll either be new frying pans because I'm in a prep and I'm like, oh, I need to make my meat taste better and cook better. And
it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I have a storage room in my house that's just all appliances that I don't use.
There you go.
Every time I go there, it's my wife even calls me out on it. She's like, you're not going to use that. I'm like, I am, and I use it once, and then I'm like, fuck, this stove is better.
Yeah, that's what I do. I always revert back. I revert back to the basics.
Yeah,
I've done that so many times. I've bought all these supposed, intelligent appliances to use, and then you just revert back to the good stove. The good old stove, or even a microwave. I just jump back on the microwave again. I'm just easy peasy.
So 10 weeks out, how's everything going? What's your weight? What's your diet like? Everything's good.
Decent, really. Like I've been floating around 282. A few days ago, I got down to 279. And then I've done a couple of days where I manipulated the food a bit and got a bit higher, eased off a little bit, just trying to land at a good tempo. I'm not trying to rush.
Is that low for you at 10 weeks out? Jesus, James, this is crazy. Is this recent?
That's like 3 days ago.
Your quads got bigger, dude.
I don't know why. I haven't really done anything. I've just been doing hack squats, and I haven't even barbell squat for a while, actually.
Ooh.
Just been doing hacks.
Are you doing a lot of ab work? Because your abs are.
This is recent.
I'm training my abs more thoroughly. Yeah, for sure. Trying.
Yeah, this is 2 days ago, Paul.
Yeah. Okay. This is it. This is 8 weeks out.
10 weeks.
10.
Okay. Wow.
So
great. Yeah, a lot more detail in the midsection, eh?
Yeah, I'm working on it, man. Like, I'm doing the best I can. I let myself stay a bit emptier during my training sessions, so when I train my abs at the end, I can get a bit of a better contraction. I'm just doing I'm very instinctive on this, like really just listening to how I feel and doing things that I think have to be done.
What's your weight?
Between 282 and 279 on the low, if it floats.
Is that Physique Warehouse?
Yeah, it's Physique Warehouse, Ben. Yeah, good
That's
gym.
upstairs. That's the first set of progress pictures I ever took up there with Barry was up in that.
It's a good room for that because you've got the real light, Yeah, you got the real light. This is a few weeks back now, isn't it?
Yeah, everything's gotten thicker, but your waist is flatter.
Yeah. I honestly, that's the one thing I'm like, I can't really even put into words what I'm doing with it. I'm just more conscious of it. Obviously, don't get me wrong, it still fucking has a little stick out here and there, but we're not always tensing and sucking in. But I think it'll be better by the end of the,
I'm getting flashbacks of Branch Warren. I don't know. It was just me, but crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not going to say
that lower body from the rear, especially, just.
But the back too is given to me too. I think your arms are different. You have better triceps, but yeah, it's even this shot reminds me of a younger. Yeah, reminds me of a younger Branch Warren.
Appreciate it. That's very nice of you to say.
It's pretty crazy, man. Looking forward. You got some good competition though. Nuts. I know Mark Hector's doing the Arnold.
Mark Hector, Hassan
Mustafa's doing it.
Yeah, Presti, Muzi, a lot of people.
I think. What'd you say, Ben?
Oh,
Jamie's doing it. Who do you think is your main competition in the show right now? If you had to pick one person.
Hassan, really.
We were talking about this on the other podcast. Ben, did you say we were talking about it last week when we were together? You said you thought
the house. Yeah, when you were here.
You said you thought Hassan could be top 10, right?
No, I said if he's anywhere, he's 8 to 10.
Yeah, like in the back of the 10, like between.
I don't see him breaking higher than top 10 with the lineup that's going. I doubt
you don't see him breaking in higher than top 10. What do you mean? Wait, you
don't
mean
then the 8? The higher than 8. Sorry.
Yeah.
The highest I see him is like 8th, 9th, 10th in that bracket.
Yeah. I think Hassan's improved a lot. I think he's improved a lot, but he's not as much, doesn't occupy the space he used to.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's down to the judges whether they prefer that or not, which they seem to.
It's the same. It's the same thing that Kuklo had at the last round. Like, yes, he was sharper, but he lost a bit of that pop.
Yeah, but
especially from the front. From the back, he was much better, right?
Yeah, but the difference is, you said when we talk about Kuklo, everybody, even Kuklo, agrees that he felt like he looked better when he was full.
Yeah.
I think the difference with Hassan is he has lost some size, but most people think that he looks better.
Exactly. So then it's just how the judges judge that at the Olympia.
Because he was bigger and fuller last year for sure. But
absolutely. He was huge last year.
But you can't see anything. So it's like it's not as valuable, you know?
I would like to see a midway point. Honestly, I'd like to see somewhere in between.
But I think Orlando was a midway point, right? Because I don't think he was as sharp.
I'll be honest, I didn't get a good look at him. Although I was there, ironically, I didn't get a good look at him properly because we were working, so I didn't really stop and look. You went and sat down and had a fucking chill with Paul, but
for literally
some of us,
literally like
some
2.5
of us, some of us have to work, mate.
Like 2.5 minutes, I sat down. No, but I think between Puerto Rico and Orlando, was it Puerto Rico? Yeah.
Yeah,
I think Puerto Rico, they sucked him down a little too much. I think Orlando was a little bit fuller, but not as conditioned.
Yeah,
I don't know if he could be any fuller because I think his glutes were right on that breaking point where they're like.
So, given that, then, because I only saw the Puerto Rico shots really. I actually analyzed. Given that, what look did you prefer? Did you prefer Orlando or Puerto Rico then?
Well, it was tough because I saw Orlando in person, and I thought in Orlando he looked like in person. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
Because the muscularity, it's weird when somebody's that dense, it doesn't come through in photos as well.
Yeah.
So I can't really compare. I think in Orlando he looked amazing.
I don't want to be disrespectful to the others, but I want to see him against a real threat.
Oh, like a deeper lineup. I agree. But I mean,
Presti's great, and Presti was good.
Presti is an Olympian.
He's sharp, but I want to see him against the true caliber top 10 guy. I think that might expose him a little more.
Well, no, and I agree with that. I just think, I mean, obviously we're playing a guessing game, but like,
that's why you have the Olympia. We'll see.
I don't. When we're talking about the Arnold UK, James.
Yeah.
And I know we're skipping over the Yamamoto show, and I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm just because I know some of the guys doing the Arnold UK.
Yeah.
Mark Hector to me seems like the biggest threat.
Yeah, I'm not concerned only because I think for as much as he's improved, I have as well, and I was ahead of him before.
The thing that Mark brings is that crazy structure.
So
and he gets sharp as sharp. Like no, you can't. He's like the sharpest black guy I've seen. Like honestly, like Michael Lockett glutes. You know what I mean? Though, you know, like we used to like when me, you and Luke, you say about Brandon, if he could get fucking sharp, he'd be Mr. Olympia. Now he is. Mark's always getting sharp. Like, I mean, glutes are just dug out.
I'll tell you why I said Mark instead of Hassan. I think you and Hassan bring the same package, not as far as like looks the same, but when the judges look at you, they see two mass monsters, like two really thick,
two dense guys, isn't it?
But I think you're bigger and you're harder. So I think that kind of takes over Hassan's spot. The difference is I think Mark brings a totally different look.
Yeah.
So now you have this mass
small waist,
monster,
wide shoulders.
Yeah, you have a mass monster versus an aesthetic guy. So then
that taper he has is
he's crazy.
It's so it's like Fouad saying it's such a different look to James's. That's what I really want to see, because you're right, Fouad. Wherever Hassan is good, I think James beats him. He's a better version all around of Hassan.
Yeah.
But then Mark has that different factor, which structurally is going to be, he doesn't have the size that James has or the density, but the shape will be very different.
I think Mark will have. I think Mark will have the size. I think it's just that apples and oranges game. And obviously, I'm an apple.
I don't know, man.
I'm an apple voting for an apple. I'm just going to vote for myself because I feel like go.
You think he's going to have size? Like you're going to be
he's big.
70.
Mark's very big.
I think he's put on a lot of size too, man. I'm excited to see what it looks like.
Right.
Go ahead, Paul.
Mark looks like he's brought up his legs too. Mark looks like he's brought up his legs, but when it comes to diet time, we'll see how much of it he keeps.
Well, this is what
sometimes you'll see that in a guy in the offseason.
I think Mark's incredible. Like it's one of the other British guys that
I think so too.
I want to show people just because
that's why
I like his shape.
Mark's fresh as well, right?
Remember we did a show last year, Fouad? We did a commentary for a show last year, I think it was, or
That's the
before, and
British.
he really stood out.
That was the UK.
Yeah, he looked awesome.
He's
That's
raised.
when James won. James won it. Didn't James Joe Howe come like top 3 in that one as well, right?
I think he was fourth.
Fourth. He looked good.
That was
Yeah.
Jamie's best look as well. Jamie,
Yeah.
Jamie, and Mark all look great that show.
So I just want to show you guys something. Me and Ben were looking at these photos. So this is a last year versus this year.
Yeah, a lot more thickness. You can
You see the thickness in the legs, the calves, the back is thicker. Everything
waist is smaller.
That's why you can't underestimate him.
So the only thing is,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, James, I just want to say the only thing is Ben was saying, I think me and Ben were talking, and we were talking about his hamstrings needing more.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, when these glutes get really sharp, this part of the leg is going to look bigger.
Yeah.
I think right now, because
You know what's weird, Fouad?
Yeah. What?
From the side, those hamstrings look good.
Oh, no, I know that. But I'm saying even from the back, I think they're going to look good. I just think because he's still carrying fat in his glutes, it's dominating his hamstrings. But you're right. From the side, he's got a good drop to him.
Yeah.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
Like, listen,
right.
He's got really crazy wide clavicles, a good waist, a slim face, so you can see, that he's wide. Like that, his proportions are just really fucking good.
It reminds me of Samson a little bit.
Why? Because he's black.
I see more Brandon
because he's
Samson.
got that frame.
No, he's got more of a. He's more similar to Brandon Curry, in my opinion, in terms of his frame.
I think he looks like his own dude, man. He's got a really, really different. He's almost reminds me more of, I don't know, maybe I'm going to be off on this, but I was going to say Regan.
Yeah, no, he is more like that. That width, clavicle width. He's got a
big wide back. Yeah.
He even as an amateur, I remember him getting like top 4 or 5 at the British, and obviously he wasn't in the shape he needed to be, but you could see then the structure was just ridiculous.
Yeah,
like he stood out just because of how wide he was. Yeah,
to me, this is the dark horse. If there's going to if anybody's going to give you competition, I feel like Mark's the one to watch. But that's my own.
Are you allowed to call him a dark horse? Is that allowed?
Oh.
It was funny though you say that, because someone said that in my YouTube. No, because you're not the first one to think that. Someone said in my YouTube under it, they were like dark horse, and even for a moment that crossed my mind. I was like, "We, like
you guys are fucked up."
No, it's like you can't call a board.
You can call. Fuck, just drop it. Let's move on.
We've already made ourselves awkward.
Abort.
Yeah. What while we're ahead.
Paul, I got
delete that last part, Fouad.
Wait a second. I got a question for you, Paul. For people listening, and just for my own curiosity, when you're judging, since you're a pro judge, when you see someone like, let's say, James and Mark are standing on stage, and they're both absolutely peeled, 100%.
Okay.
How do you judge an apples and orange contest like that? When they're both great, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Just personal preference, or is there some type of criteria?
Like you're saying, like everything's the same, like top to bottom. They're both like not missing any body parts. The only thing different being their structure.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you can see Mark's not really missing anything, and James isn't really missing anything. So if they're both shredded,
so the only difference is their structure between them, basically, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? Then I would go pose for pose in a situation like that.
Yeah. Break it down to the poses themselves. Take away the what you think of the person in their structure. See how they pose.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So James, are you practicing your posing then to make sure? Like,
I always practice, man.
Every day.
James, I've seen James pose. He's so super methodical with it.
Really?
I pose a lot, man. I pose every day, and I try to tweak things to be, because as I diet and my body changes, the poses have to change. They don't look the same.
Yeah,
that's true.
So often you find yourself like adjusting certain, positions just because the way things hang and stuff is just different than it was.
Well, and your flexibility gets better and stuff.
Flexibility gets better.
Yeah.
Some muscle parts improve, like in their, like how they look, like they're silly things. Like some muscles start to look like they're longer. Than they are, and so therefore the way they sit looks totally different. So you have to take that into consideration as well.
Yeah,
I always had an issue. I could never get into the side tricep until I was about 8 weeks.
That would be my question.
Yeah. So it's like hard to practice that until I was like until I was dog tired in a prep, and then I'd have to.
And then you're already
pressing it.
buggered. Yeah, Evan always gave me the tip of the whole roll. I think just throwing your arm up and back over.
Yeah.
It sits into the right position, and then it presses against your lat, and it frees the space. Whereas when you just try to shift back, it's too much.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, some guys can't even do it with their hands behind their back, right?
Yeah, they just like Roddy Winkler just put some
Ronnie,
on
yeah.
Ronnie used to do that. He used to just put his arm out.
And that was
I don't think.
Suppose.
Yeah.
Paul, are you going to show James your new thing that you got?
I've been looking. I've looked. Don't worry, I've been looking online.
I got it done yesterday.
It looked all right, man. I was going to say you got a good, well-developed pec.
Well,
I was more interested in the pec development.
James, I
love James.
James, you'd be surprised. Before Paul tore his pec, he actually had the same pecs as Frank McGrath.
Well, this pec's not torn.
No, I know, but what I'm trying to say is, those guys that have pecs that like meet,
just really nice.
There's no groove at all. It just kind of like connects.
A shield, like a chest shield.
Yeah, and there's no cheeseburger fat at all. It's just totally
like a shield.
I think Paul got his chest liposuction. I honestly think they're implants the way they look.
I did after I had when I had my gyno surgery, they did liposuction the fat around it, which I think is common with that surgery.
No wonder your fucking pecs look like that.
As far as that's not why they're perfect, Fouad. They're perfect before that.
No, you had the fucking fat removed. You should have cheeseburgers.
No, there's no fat on my outer pecs because you know why? Because I started with the bench press at a young age. So
I don't get any fat out there.
I think it's a fucking Middle Eastern thing.
No, I get a bit of fat out there.
Really?
I think everybody gets fat there, but I think it's like Middle Eastern guys get like
my full off season bulk, this pec just looks smooth still.
Really?
Yeah. Really?
That's what you.
All my fat is on my ass and glutes.
James is drenched.
Sorry, it's really warm here today. I'm drinking a hot coffee as well.
You don't have air conditioning there, do you?
No, not really. Only in offices, maybe.
Is there no such thing as air conditioning in?
There is. You can buy units, but it's not like something you install in your house as soon as you move in. It's kind of down to your own discretion.
You would just put like a window unit in?
Yeah, like we got you get a little box one on the wall, but I just put a fan on normally, but it's a bit noisy, so that's why I'm just.
No one has ceiling fans either in England, really.
Only in a bathroom when you're young. If you got an old house.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it? It's cold. No one.
What do you mean it's cold? He's sitting there sweating.
We got heat wave here, I think.
For like a week, 1 week a year. 1 week a year.
I think it's got a lot hotter. I think it's got hotter since you moved away, Ben. I think the weather's improved.
What's the temperature today, James? There.
I honestly, I
into the weather.
I ain't even got a fucking clue.
I'm curious, I don't see how hot they get.
Just joking.
Keep the conversation going, and I'll try and
Paul's
find out.
favorite topic.
Going back to Paul's nipple, I'm in bed last night and I was going through my photos because I was looking at some check-in pictures. And Denise is next to me and she's like, "What the fuck's that?" It's Paul's nipple with a big piercing in my gallery. Yeah.
Oh, did you put up a picture, Fouad?
No, I sent it to
the boys.
On the group. I sent it to the boys.
Oh, I didn't see that. How come Michael?
I gotta add you to the group.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
So 29 degrees Celsius today. So
what's it feel like?
84.2.
That's hot, man.
84?
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's for fucking England.
How about at nighttime though?
Yeah, don't know if it's that warm, but it's obviously 4:35 here in the afternoon, and that's quite warm. It's not peak day.
Okay, Paul, are you gonna make the big reveal or what? You gonna show James?
Get it out. I have to have a look.
All right.
Live reaction.
I have to have a look.
I gotta turn my screen down a little bit. Is there any blood through my shirt right now?
No.
You see it right there. See it?
Yeah. You're gonna lift the top.
Okay.
All we see is the dimple. Show us.
I know.
It looks cute. That looks really cute.
It does look cute.
I think it looks all right.
That's exactly what they said after they did it at the piercing place.
Yeah.
What does your wife think?
That's what I was gonna say. She like it?
About it? No, she doesn't like it. No, she wasn't very happy to see it.
She wasn't turned on by it.
No, not at all. No.
Tell him
my kids didn't notice it.
Tell him what you did yesterday.
After I got it done.
Yeah.
So we worked out and then we went right to the place. And then I got home and my kids wanted to go swimming. So went in the pool with them for an hour or so. And I stayed underwater the whole time. So they couldn't see it. They didn't notice it at all. I'm surprised, but they didn't notice it. And then I after that, like, and I was kind of cleaning up a little bit, and then I looked at the aftercare sheet, and the first thing it says was like,
Don't go
"Don't go in
swimming."
the pool." I was like, "Fuck." So
I was gonna say, when I heard that, I was thinking, yeah, when you said that, I was thinking, I'm sure you're not meant to go in the pool immediately after that.
so why is that, anyways? Is that because
Probably
it might
it's
be like,
chlorine,
Infection.
bacteria, just
Yeah, man. You're gonna have the purple nipple soon.
well, so I woke up this morning, I was bleeding. So I don't know if maybe it is infected. So I cleaned it up right now. There was no blood, I don't think, right now. So
I've had so many piercings get infected over the years.
Okay,
when they
really?
first get done, it's a pain, and their nipple would be a bitch.
do you know what
they
I
said
do
the
whenever?
first 2 days.
Yeah, I
Sorry,
bet
James.
2 days. So I was gonna say, whenever I get a situation like that where there's something on me that could be infected, I get a swab out, and I literally just get swabs and I just put it on everything, and I literally just like chop away at whatever it is and put the swab in it until I feel like it's
no.
Like an alcohol swab?
like a proper alcohol swab.
Well, you
for
want
like,
you to pour alcohol in the hole.
yeah, so like
No
I remember
way.
I
It hurts.
remember I lost a toenail and it was trying to grow back, but I was trying to stop it from growing back funny, so I had to keep chopping at it, and I was chopping off loads and loads of like flesh.
Oh, my God.
And every day I would just get a box of the old swabs out and just cut it and then put the swab on it, and it'd be like,
Oh,
but it healed perfectly, and now I've got a good toe. So swabs
Was it
always,
scarred?
yeah, only like because I had an operation after to sort it out.
Oh.
But yeah, it was temporary fix and it worked. Done a job.
Really?
so the best part, the best part is your wife messaged me and she said, he's got to meet my family next week.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Paul's going on vacation next week.
Well, this week, 2 days.
Or in a couple days, and they're going to go swimming
Oh yes, the nipples coming
with
out.
her family, and he's going to have his nipple pierced. Like,
Wait, when she says you've got to meet them, you've never met them before?
well, these
Not these
other
people,
they're
no.
other extended family.
Yeah, yeah. They live
Oh.
on the East Coast. Yeah, we're going out there for the first time.
Where
Yeah.
exactly are you going? Where exactly is it?
Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. It's on the East
Nice.
Coast of Canada.
Lovely.
So if
Yeah.
anybody listening from the East Coast, Paul's coming to see you.
Get your binoculars out and you can see some
Yeah.
nipples.
DM Paul.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be happy to smoke a joint with you. Well,
Would be more than happy. Yeah. But
Guys, if we lose
when I go somewhere.
if we lose Paul on a trip, I guarantee he's off smoking weed with a fan.
yeah, 100%.
It's happened to me a few times now where I'll meet somebody at an event or something. They're like, "Hey, I brought you a present. I'll give you like a joint or something."
Brilliant. The perks. That is the
Yeah,
perks.
yeah. The perks of the podcast.
So
I wanted
sweet
to-
as.
I wanted to cover something real quick. I don't know if I should or not, but I just want to cover it real quick. So yesterday, Bob Chiccarello put a video out and was upset at some comments I made at the live podcast we did. The comments I made were that we didn't really have an athlete's rep, and the athlete's rep really didn't do much for the bodybuilders. So Bob took exception to that and was pretty upset because I think he has done some things. So I guess I just want to apologize to Bob publicly for saying that he did nothing. I'm sure he's done something. He listed off a few things he's done. That being said, I do think more can be done. So I apologized. I had a phone call with Bob and I apologized to him in person or on the phone, whatever. And I said to him, I apologize for offending you. I apologize for making my comments too drastic, but I do think more can be done. And so now that we've had that out of the way, I kind of wanted to have that conversation with you guys. One of the things I thought was, so in my 10 years or 11, 12 years as a pro, I didn't really ever get an email or anything from anybody about an athlete's rep. I knew Bob was the athlete's rep, but I never really got anything from him saying, "Hey, I'm your athlete's rep. If you want anything, let me know." Like, there was really no communication. It was kind of just a known thing. And I think it's still kind of that way. So, and James, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you've gotten any kind of correspondence, let me know. I don't know. This is from the people I talk to. That's kind of what I hear, is there's not really any real connected communication.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I thought was, should there be an athlete's rep for the girls and an athlete's rep for the guys? Would that be a good place to start? Because there are so many pros. I think for one person to cover all of them is pretty intense, right? Like, And also, you're not going to, I don't know if you're going to be able to cover all the pros because there's so many pros now. So does the athletes rep talk to the top 20? Does he talk to the top 30? Like, how do we measure who the athletes rep talks to? Or does that person have to talk to everybody?
I won't lie, I'm so out of fucking touch because the last few weeks I've just been kind of fighting my own mental battles towards my own kind of bodybuilding. Yeah. So I'm actually just as intrigued to hear what you guys have to say about this anyway. Because I don't even know really what we would want from an athlete rep, because I've gone the opposite way lately. Like I've just really just gone very into my own little circle and just sorting myself out right now. Sure. So not because I've got anything against the idea of an athlete. I think that's fantastic. But like I said, I'm just very out of the loop. So I'm going to be a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit more ears on this one for the minute, and then I'll hear what you say, and then I'll have something more to say, I think.
For instance, James, I mean, I might be wrong on what an athlete rep should be doing, but when you're having issues with getting to the States to compete, and you were trying to figure out what the restrictions were and how the best way to do it, I feel like that's something that an athlete rep could be the bridge between the IFBB, who know, if you go to Dubai here, and then I think they should have set up a system in place for the athletes traveling from even Europe or different countries. Like, hey, this is our best advice. This is, James, if you go here, wait, like you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But everyone was, because I was getting questions all over the place. Oh, what, do you know how I can get here? I need to compete there. And I know actually someone that was doing it a lot was Manager Matt, Jay's guy. Yeah. He facilitated the movement of a lot of pros that wanted to compete from Europe, that wanted to come over and qualify into Europe. I know for a fact that he helped a lot of guys and girls do that. Now, I know, James, you were having some issues with that because there was that, when you were
I had my own.
You were looking for, right, you were outspoken, right? But I feel like that's where the athlete rep should have been the bridge between you and the IFBB and the or some.
I suppose. Yeah, it would have been. Like in a situation like that, it'd be great for us as athletes to have someone that we know we can reach out to for questions like that.
And that's kind of my ultimate, kind of the ultimate thing I was saying is I'm sure, and I don't want to make this about Bob. I'm sure he did help people get over, but I think the fact is that I don't think athletes know they can contact him. I don't think a lot of athletes know that he is their athlete's rep. And I don't think.
Yeah, listen, I get on with Bob every time I see Bob.
Yeah,
I've been in airports, so I've get on like a house on fire. Yeah, I didn't know that he's the person I should contact though.
And this is kind of what I'm saying.
So it's news to me as well. So not in
And so in my opinion, it's like the athlete's rep at the beginning of every year, or at the beginning of when everyone gets their pro cards and you have new pros. Shouldn't there be a video group email that goes out, or a group chat, or a Facebook group, or some way? There's got to be easy ways of contacting people nowadays, right? Where you say it's a video maybe that goes out, says, hey, I'm your athlete's rep. If you need something, contact me. I will help you get what you need. XYZ, blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of my only thing, is I feel like there needs to be more communication so the athletes know there's someone they can go to and know that that person is working for them.
Yeah. It would be great.
Go ahead, Paul.
So I get, being a judge and a promoter, back before we had the CPA, after the split with the NPC and the IFBB and all that stuff, like I used to be a director with the Ontario Bodybuilding Federation, and we've always had an open door policy. The athletes are always free to email us, even on Instagram. I get messages all the time, people asking me, like, because a lot of people know that I work for Customs too because of your show, so they'll ask me about, especially during COVID, like, how can I travel to this country to do a show, things like that. But I think it's a great idea to have an athlete's rep, but I think maybe even further, have each category have one, because there's so many people to manage.
Yeah,
I think someone that all the athletes trust, who has credibility, and because not everyone. Sometimes there's a language barrier too. You'll get an athlete from wherever message me in a different language, and I got to try and Google Translate to find out what they're asking me. But they have a rep to go through.
I thought
approach somebody. That'd be a great thing to do. I think. I think it'd be a great suggestion to put forth, at least.
Yeah, no, I was thinking that too yesterday. I was like, well, should it be just the men and just the women, or should it be each division? Like, because one of the things Bob said was, because I brought up having like a black backdrop, and he said not all the classes are the same, so not everybody wants that, I think, or something along those lines. So I'm like, he's right. Yeah. He's right. So the bodybuilders are going to want something different than the men's physique guys. They're going to want something different than the bikini girls. Are going to want something different than the women's physique girls. So maybe each division has a rep, so that those 6 or 7 people, however many categories there are, can meet and maybe agree on what they want and then bring that to the IFBB, right?
I do think there should be a standardized like lighting setup. Like, so when you promote a show, that the IFBB go, hey, these are the lights you have to install, and they have to be from above and positioned at, like wherever above the stage.
So
I still believe, I still believe there should be a criteria on the backdrop, whatever it may be for classes, because it's like a track. They run in 100 meters.
Yeah.
So, and the width of the lanes is always the same.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, as an athlete looking at it from a sports perspective, like make our conditions carry over to every event so that we're being judged on exactly the same premise.
Yes.
You know,
but also the athletes are the product.
Yep.
Right? Like the athletes are the product you're selling. The IFBB is selling physiques. So you want to make sure the physiques look as good as possible. And that's done in front of a black curtain.
Also,
and it can be done because me and Paul have been promoting shows for 10 years now. And we do the LEDs, we do the LED screens where we promote the sponsors, but they're above the curtain.
Yeah.
So we have the LED screen is up high and then it's a black curtain. Or what we've done is have a black curtain, have the LED screens on both sides of the screen that have the sponsors ads running.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Or if you don't have LED screens, you can always do what they used to do back in the day where you have a black curtain and you have, remember they used to have the banners hanging from the ceiling that had
some shows still do,
that had all the sponsors' names, but not in the middle. So like, and then you could also do the thing where we've done this before, Paul, too, where we've had the black curtain during the day, and at night they pull the black curtain and it's got the LED screen, the full setup behind it. So the night show is a little bit more entertaining than the morning.
But it's this though, right? As a sponsor,
for sure.
Sponsors, I'm asking the question more than actually telling.
Sure. Go ahead.
Is it financially motivated, whereby the sponsors that are putting the money in, the title sponsors and whatever, and they are preferencing having the LED backdrop and a bigger platform for their signage to go up? Is that what's happening? Is that what's happening?
Yes, I agree that's part of it. But that's why I said, like, when me and Paul, like, for example, the last show we did an LED screen up high with all the sponsor stuff on it, but there was a gap between the stage and the LED screen where it was black curtain. So when the photographers are taking photos, the most of what you see in the background is black curtain.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure the sponsors, I mean, look, at some point there has to be a give and take. If you're going to give it all to the sponsors, then the athletes don't look good, then you're kind of ruining your product.
Yeah.
It's a tough one, isn't it?
That's what I'm asking. Sorry, James.
That's right. No, because what I was going to say there is, because what I imagine is we have the bargaining going on between, the federation and the sponsor, and the sponsors being promised pride of place.
Sure.
And then what their promise to the sponsor is that for every photo taken of athletes, your brand is going to be in every one.
In the background,
They're going to all share their stuff on social media, so you're going to get a lot of promotion, so we can charge you this much, which I get, like say, so then that's when it becomes very difficult. Maybe it should be, like if you had a black backdrop, but then you had the main title sponsor just above. So it's still like, listen, they're still writing, but the physique's not,
that's what we do.
What I mean?
Can I say one thing? A lot of the shows don't necessarily have the sponsor in the background. They just have really extravagant LED.
It makes more sense, wouldn't it, if it was the sponsor from a financial, standpoint.
Yeah,
but when it's LEDs,
but sometimes it's not a sponsor. Sometimes it's just a crazy looking backdrop that's been put there with like really good intentions.
Yes.
Right.
It's really good intentions, but it just I think it takes away from the viewership from the physique from the fan standpoint.
Yeah.
But can we all agree? I mean, certainly the bodybuilding classes, so men's 212, the open classic, look better on a black backdrop, right? For sure. Undoubtedly.
I don't know. I can't name one class that would look better not on a black backdrop.
Well, that's why I was going. Those three are deadlocks, right? So what about the others? Because to me, the others look better on a black backdrop too. So
the only class
now it's just.
Go ahead, James. Sorry.
The only class, Ben, I would say that would be really entertaining to have like a pop-up background would be the fitness rounds.
That's what I would say.
Like if the backdrop was in coherence to their theme.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be too hard. That would be really hard to do, but I agree with you.
It would be cool though, wouldn't it? It'd be like being at the theater.
What if you, like, in the case where you have an LED screen and behind the screen, like when the athlete's on stage, you could have just black screen.
Well,
and then when the athlete's off screen, you run your loop.
I saw a few people mention that if the entire stage is LED, then yes, you could do that. You would turn off that section and make it black.
But that's not what they want.
They want it while the athlete's on stage.
They want Rami, Hadi, Brandon, Hunter, Nick there.
I understand.
Their sponsor in the background. Yeah.
You know, and can we add anyone? You know, to anyone listening to this, I know this may to a lot of people this may sound like a really trivial discussion, but these are the kind of discussions that being bodybuilders or retired bodybuilders that we have to delve into, because our intentions are not to shun anything. Our intentions are to create an even better environment for bodybuilding as a whole. And our main concern really, like Fouad is saying, is that athletes coming away from the competition with, you know, the images of themselves and after their hard work being the best quality images possible with the least distractions. Like that's all it is. It's as simple as that. It's not us trying to be like, you shouldn't have sponsors and stuff, because we're not against that at all. That's how money gets into the business. It's just trying to come up with a way that benefits all parties like massively. Because I've had pictures taken where I'm on stage and I look great, but it's like a really odd blue background that just really puts me off. And I won't post a picture unless I edit it myself and cut it out. But a lot of people don't have those editing skills.
Yeah.
I remember. Go ahead. Somebody, Ben, go ahead.
I said I had a couple of guys in the UK do shows, and they were asking me, "Oh, do you think I should get pictures, like the stage pictures?" And I was like, well, it's up to you. And then they came out and they're like, "Oh, fuck, I'm glad I didn't, because the lighting's terrible, the backdrop was terrible, and it just washed them out." They're like, "These pictures are shocking. Like, there were better pictures backstage or whatever." So I think that's a shame if you're looking at the branding and if you're talking about sales and generating money on one side of things from the sponsors. Okay, that's one thing, but you're going to lose money from selling the pictures to the athletes too, because they don't like how they look.
They're not going to buy it. They won't buy the pictures. Yeah.
So while you're over here robbing Peter, you're stealing from Paul as well. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Right.
One of the things. Go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
I think there's a happy medium you could find there. You know, like I think you can find a way that you can still incorporate the logos, but it's not capturing the attention of what we should be looking at on the stage, which is the athlete. So you know, I think there's a way you could balance both things for sure.
I mean, like I said, I think the product is the most important part.
Right.
Of if we're trying to grow bodybuilding, I think the product that we're selling is physiques, and I think the physique is the most important part of what we're doing. And if you're doing something at a show that's taking away from the physique, then you're not helping the sport.
Right.
But again, I'm not privy to some of these conversations. So if somebody's willing to spend $100,000 on a sponsorship and they want their thing in the background, it's hard to say no to that. So I understand the difficulty, but what I'm trying to say is, if you have an athlete's rep that is available with good communication, at least the athletes can type them an email and say, "Hey, is it possible that we can do this?" You know, or you can have a group, a Zoom call with any number of athletes and say, "Hey guys, I want to hear your suggestions," and then that person can go and relay them. Right? Like that's part of what we're talking about.
Webinars, it might be good, wouldn't it?
And you're right, because it might not change anything, right? They might go, "No, this is what we're doing," but at least we get a rationale behind.
It'd be
this
nice
is
to
why
hear.
we're doing it, rather than the four of us sitting around theorizing, "Well, it's because of sponsorship money, or it's because of this." We're fucking guessing at this point.
Yeah.
So if you have the conversation and they go, "Well, we hear you, but the reason why we're doing it," and they can lay out, and we go, "Okay, now we get it. Okay, fine, we'll stop asking the question."
Yeah.
But those conversations aren't happening.
And one of the things me and Paul were talking about yesterday is there is, you know, we were talking about a standard. Another thing I mentioned that Bob had took issue with was the lighting. So me and Paul were talking about venues. There is a standard in the contract for venues. The CPA has to approve the venues that we choose. If we choose to do it in my backyard, they're going to tell me to fuck off, right? Like, you have to have a proper venue. And I'm not saying it has to be a theater, but they have to approve them to some degree. So the same thing goes. So when we pick a venue, they approve it. Not all the venues are going to be the same. So they're right in that regard. Some are convention centers, some are hotel halls, some are theaters. But I remember Paul telling me that at our show, before everybody gets there, the head judge and the photographer are usually there first. and they help the lighting guys set up the lighting the way they think is best for the photographer. And usually what's good for the photographer is good for the judge, right? So that way you can see the physiques in the best light. So I don't know if all the venues are doing that, or if they're not. If they are, I don't know, but I think it would help if there was some standard where every show had to have a certain photographer or a certain person there to gauge how the lighting looks.
I'll say this: if that is what's happening at every show, then the photographers at every show don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening.
That's what I mean.
Feel like,
I think if you did involve them, they might get better, right?
I can say every show I've been a part of, it happens.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, go on, James. Sorry.
My gut feeling for this is that we're a little bit like that what's going on is because bodybuilding's been established for a while. I think perhaps precedents have been set and it's hard to adjust the set precedents. So that being said, I'm not trying to take a shot at anybody, but I think people are comfortable in how they do things because it's been that way for a long time. And I think the biggest issue with humans in general, and this goes outside of bodybuilding as well, is making change for the better at the cost of just doing it because it's to be better without any other profit. Because I think this really just comes down to paying a little bit more attention, whoever's in charge, and the people that they control, like everybody basically just playing their part and being a little bit more on it. That's literally what it comes down to. But I think it's just hard to get everybody to march to the same drum when there's a lot of contentment because the shows still run. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean, but let me ask you this. And this is kind of how I run my own business. Yeah. In the short term, it's going to cost you more money, but in the long term, you're going to gain more people because of what you've put out, right? So like, I'll give you an example. If I came out with a product that was underdosed and just used all the marketing and just put Ben and Nick and fucking, and tried to sell it as like the best thing ever because these guys use it, I can make a ton of money really quick until people realize it's shit and they won't buy it anymore, right?
Yeah.
Or I could do what I have done and put out a really good product that people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to pay for that, until they realize that it's better. Yeah. And then they're like, okay. And then they stay for the long term because they realize that I'm putting out something good. So I'm saying the same thing works in bodybuilding, where it's like, okay, sure, if you put up good lighting, it might cost you more money now. But when the people coming up from the grassroots see how good everybody looks and how well everything is run, does that make more people want to enter the sport?
Of course. I agree with you. What I think is going on is a little bit of this, how one generation causes a lot of, one generation might, we talk about pollution and shit, and there's one generation that's like, oh, well, it ain't going to be, I'm not going to see the effects of it.
Yeah.
I feel like a little bit of that. It's a little bit, and it's not because I have any resentment towards anyone. It's just that a blind eye is often turned when you're not going to be in this forever. So the current trends, unless we start implementing things now, it's going to be very difficult to change. I'm just looking at it from a human perspective because I know what people are like whether it's business or not, what people are like. Like they're going to wake up and they're going to be like, that show is still going to be a popular show tomorrow. We're still going to cash in. When unfortunately what we should be doing is like, let's make everything better. But it's just humans. Like I'm just saying it as a general topic because it isn't just bodybuilding. This is everything in life, every fucking thing you come across.
Let me ask you this, James. Is it that tradition has led us here, or is it that the integrity the standard has been lowered?
I don't think it's been lowered. I think it hasn't increased. I think it hasn't increased with the growth of what we are.
But wasn't there a time in bodybuilding when the majority of shows were held in theaters?
Yeah, but I just think we're managing more shows and more people now. So I don't think integrity's dropped. I think it's just workloads increased, but the quality of controlling that workload hasn't increased as quickly as the workload itself, which is a shame. I feel like again, that's why I don't think it's anyone's fault as such. I think we've taken on a lot more than perhaps we should have at a rate that we need to adjust. And before we run, walk.
Yeah. I'm not saying anybody's doing anything wrong.
No, same. There's not anything wrong. It's just, it could be done.
All promoters have to make money. Or else there's no incentive for them to put on the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and some want to make more than others because maybe it's their entire livelihood. Maybe it's not, I don't know.
Of course.
So they have to do what they have to do. And that's why, solutions are easy to come by, but it's implementing them that is the hard part.
Yes.
I guess my entire point of all of it is not that we have the answers.
No.
My entire point of all of it is that it would
Raise
be
awareness
nice.
of it.
It would be nice to have this conversation, like Ben said, amongst people who can actually
Have the authority, have the powers,
relay
control,
them, relay them to someone. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they relay them and the person says, no, you guys are fucking stupid.
Fair enough.
That person comes back to us and says, hey, this is why it won't work.
Yeah.
There might be like 3 or 4 really valid reasons that we are way unaware.
Exactly.
Yeah. 100%.
Right? Have no idea about. But until that conversation happens, we're here throwing rocks, and they're there getting defensive about it. And I'm like, well, yeah, because we just need to actually communicate.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we're just 4 geezers having a chat about something that we're passionate about.
Yeah. So I guess to wrap up this part of the topic, I just want to say again, I apologize to Bob for maybe saying a little too much and not being totally accurate in what I said. But my entire purpose is just to make things better. I don't, and if what I say is offending people, I apologize. But you know, we all love bodybuilding, and we all think we have ideas to make things better. And maybe the ideas are stupid, maybe they're not stupid, but I always think discussion is a good thing. It's kind of like when we talk about implementing health checks and shit like that. Like, sure, the ideas might not work, but it's good to talk about them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
We live in a sorry.
Go ahead. We're just trying to make things better.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ben.
We live in an age where communication is easier than ever. So there's really no fucking excuse for any miscommunication other than just being lazy with it, right? And I'm not calling them, I'm saying like anyone, right? Me and my wife, for instance. If we don't communicate something, that's just me being lazy because I didn't bother bringing it up to her. So unless we do that, then we're not going to get anywhere.
Okay. All right, we'll move on to something more fun. James, if you had to drive cross country with anybody in the podcast, who would it be? You can't take Paul. I already oh no, I wasn't allowed to take Paul. You can take Paul.
Why?
I wasn't allowed to take you because you're my best friend.
You can't take me?
I could manage with Paul or Ben.
Look how happy Paul is.
I know what it's like being around Ben, and he doesn't mind my silence and he doesn't mind me talking. It's like vice versa. If Ben wants to be quiet for a few hours, I'm not going to bother him.
Ben's never quiet with me.
It's probably, I don't know. Me and Ben could be quiet around each other, I reckon, because we're peaceful people.
Why aren't you quiet with me?
Normally you're doing something wrong and I have to tell you.
Yeah. He's keeping an eye on you. Like me and Ben could literally drive for a whole state, probably just whistle into a song and not have to fucking chat. It's not a problem.
What is that? Why is that, James? Why can people do that? Me and Paul can do that too.
Yeah.
I just think it's just when your communication isn't just verbal. Like some people know a bit. Yeah, you know a bit more than that, like just the vibe. Like if I can see that Ben doesn't need to talk right now, so be it.
There's also there's another way as well. Like I think being comfortable in the friendship or the relationship, if it's a girl like my wife, for instance,
like always gratification.
Yeah, like I don't feel like I have to keep her interest all the time because I know that she's, like I know James is my friend. I know, like Luke and I used to do when we travel, we sit for hours and not say a word because I know at the end of the day, if he needs me, he's going to ask me something.
I think you just like talking to me. That's why you don't.
Exactly.
Loves the sound of your voice and his voice together.
It's very soothing.
So Paul or Ben, you have to pick one. Look at this diplomat. He can't even fucking say. He doesn't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Of course, man. I'm not that kind of guy.
We'd have a great time,
right.
James.
Paul's trying to sell himself.
I'll remove myself. I'll leave it guys to it.
Are we driving back as well? Are we driving back as well?
Yeah, both ways.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to have both of them, but I can't have one way, one the other.
No, you got the same guy.
James, I can take it. I've got thick skin.
No, because I think because I know Ben the most, that's where I am probably most comfortable, in all honesty. Because I reckon, like, if I needed to fucking shit my pants, like, because I couldn't hold it in, Ben ain't gonna judge me.
I would judge you, James. I would judge it all.
That's your...
Yeah, because shit like that happens to me, like
that's his measuring stick. He's like, who could I shit my pants with?
Well, yes,
I tell you, that's a pretty good, like, If you're my boy, I can shit my pants. And
that actually is
you
know what, James? That's actually a really good measuring stick. Now I think about it. Ben said that. Yeah, you're right.
It's because I was driving home yesterday and I needed to piss because the M25 was shut. So we had to go on the M4, which is another road, which is really long. And I only had this little bottle where I had to get my fucking penis out and literally I had to line up my piss hole and the bottle perfectly. That's the kind of person I need to be able to be around. Someone that doesn't judge me for getting my dick out while I'm driving and pissing in the bottle.
Okay, I don't think any of us would judge you for pissing in a bottle, but I do have to say, how many people in your life do you think you could be driving with and shit your pants and they would still be friends with you?
Not many, that's why I'm saying it.
And like they would still be friends with you, but would they go home and like tell their wives and they were actually
they would go home they would go home and mug me off. You know.
Or who could you trust not to tell anybody?
I wouldn't mind being the people telling people.
I would tell everybody.
You know, if you're like,
I know you would.
You know, James shat himself again. It's cool, but if you're like
again,
if you're like guy who's gonna not stop talking about it for 4 weeks on end, like, you're the guy that, it'll be like you're the person that shat yourself. You're the person like every time you have an argument, you shat yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a better way. Work it backwards. Who would I want to spend the least amount of time?
Yeah. Guy would blow my ears off. I'm sorry, guy. Love you, mate, but you'd blow my ears off. Actually, I don't know if he would. I don't know if he would. I reckon he'd fall asleep. But
guys. Actually, I drove with Guy for an hour one time when we left Ben's house, driving to Fort Worth. It was fun. He's not loud when it's the two of you.
Well,
okay, let me stop you.
What?
When I was in the car when you guys were racing, right?
Oh, that's different though. We were racing.
Wait, no. Forget how he's driving. If there was a gap in talking, he called one of his buddies. He called 3 friends while I was sat in the car.
Can't have any silence.
And just bullshit and just like bullshitting. Not like, oh, I just need to like real. It was like a full 15-minute conversation.
Was that to impress you? Because like Ben's in the car, I have to show him like how popular I am.
I don't know, but he called like 3 fucking people, and I'm like,
is that
we
rude?
Don't gonna chat?
Is that rude? I think that's rude, personally.
I look, if it was an emergency or he had to deal with something, I get it.
Right.
But he just called to bullshit with 3 people, and I'm like, he's like, oh, Ben's in the car, and I'm like, hey, no idea who you are.
Boys, I need my naps. So there's no way.
So for me, if I'm in the car with one, like me and Paul are driving somewhere, I'm not on the phone unless it's for work or I got to talk to my wife. Like it's nothing, like I'm not going to call, like that's weird.
Yeah, I think with Guy though, I don't think he intends it to be rude. I think he's got so much energy, that guy. Yeah. I think he's got so much fucking energy, he just can't stop.
He's like boxed in a car, and he's like,
he's probably got a bit of a tick, you know, where you're like, you need to always be doing something.
Yeah, when we were at the Arnold's, Fouad,
yeah,
I hung out with him a lot at the Arnold's because you were busy. Yeah. So I hung out with Guy a lot. He's a lot, man. I love the guy. He's hilarious. He'll crack you up. But
no chill.
I'm exhausted after an hour with Guy.
I ready to take
a nap.
I'm jealous of that, to be honest with you.
I wish I had that much energy too.
No, listen, because I have a brother-in-law who's like that. You know, Ken's like that.
Ken. I love Ken.
Yeah, Ken is like that.
He's very like watching.
He can't. Shut up. No, he can't sit down. If he's not like loud and crazy, but he can't sit down. Like if you're not doing something, he's got to go cut the grass or do something. Like he can't chill. Yeah. But I'm always jealous of that because I'm fucking like I'm the opposite. I'm like, as soon as I can sit down, I want to sit down for as long as I can.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I don't know. Like I'm jealous of people with a ton of energy. What are you doing, James?
I'll do that in.
Oh, I was just I just had an email come through, so I've just moved you onto my other screen really quickly.
Go ahead, Ben. What you say?
I said I do that in like stores. Do we go around like shopping somewhere and Denise is lingering too long? I'm looking for somewhere to sit. I'm like, fuck, where can I sit my ass down?
Oh yeah.
Why does my wife? Why does my wife have to look?
I don't enjoy browsing.
Why does my wife have to browse every time we go to the grocery store?
Because it's fun.
Oh no, Denise doesn't do that. Like Denise is in and out. Like, boom, boom.
Like let's say we're in the deodorant aisle. Should be like, what kind of deodorant do I want? I'm like, get the same type you got last time.
Tony's like that too.
You're gonna get in trouble.
She knows. I complain to her about it all the time. She doesn't like to shop with me.
Is that a woman thing though? Because like guys are like, that's the one I used last time, and then they just put it.
But men are different in different shops.
No, so my wife has a fucking list, and that's all she cares about.
Yeah.
She'll go in,
Oh, really?
she'll go shelf, done. She doesn't even want me to go in there because it will slow her down.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, bang, bang, bang.
The only place I fuck around is Costco. But at the grocery store, I'm like, I know exactly what I want every time. Just go and get it.
But
Rub it in today, yeah. I didn't get to go to Costco.
But Costco, you're planning for an hour or so. You know, you go to a grocery store, I want to be in and out.
Costco,
I don't know. No, I like a little browse. I'm personally a browser.
Well, you're browsing when
Yeah.
you're dieting, though. What about in the off season?
I browse all the time.
Really?
Browse.
Yeah.
I like
Really,
it.
So if you go to buy,
I don't
like,
like to
if you
browse.
go in to buy rice, you don't just buy the same rice. You go look around all the rice.
I look around.
Do you?
Really?
Yeah, like
I'm
don't
big.
worry. I always go back to what I got, but I still have
You
a
want to
look.
look around just in case.
Just
Yeah.
in case I find that special one. I've done it before. Like I've been like looking in the oil section at the olive oils, and then I just see one that's in like a glass bottle that just looks a bit more posh. I'm like,
Are you always suspect of the olive oil? Because I am.
I am because of Evan,
Yeah.
because these old videos where he's like, it's got to be a certain way.
A lot of
Just-
fraud.
He did this video where it's like, if it's not separating from the olive oil, it's shit.
Yeah.
Really?
I've never bought olive oil and actually thought it was olive oil.
Yeah.
I always think it's bullshit.
Oh, no,
I've read
I
articles.
trust it if it's in glass.
Dark
Why?
glass. Has to be dark glass, doesn't
Dark
it?
glass, protected from the light.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, man. That sounds like nonsense.
I've read articles that there's a ton of fraud in the industry.
Yeah, I
I
know
wouldn't be
that.
surprised. What is it then if it's not olive oil? What is it?
Canola oil.
Yeah.
Really?
Some
like-
shit oil.
I swear, if I'm doing that instead, I'm going to be fucking angry.
Yeah. But how about avocado oil? Is that as
I like that. I like that as well.
I like it too, but is that as fraudulent?
It's like Primo getting switched. Fraudulent. God,
Wait,
it's probably rarer than fucking Primo. I wouldn't be surprised.
how to tell if olive oil is pure? Look at the label to find out exactly where the olive oil was produced. In addition, the label
Yeah, I
should
read
say,
that too.
The
you
label
not
should
wanna-
say extra virgin and avoid any terms like pure, light, or olive pomace oil. That means
Never
it's
seen
been
that.
chemically refined. Yeah, but they all say extra virgin.
Wait. What about? I think you need to write. How do you tell if it's real, not pure?
Yeah,
Fucking-
right. Yeah,
It's actually real.
yeah.
It
It's supposed to be from Italy too.
Same thing.
says the same thing. Chatting
Yeah.
shit.
Is my olive
Seven
oil
ways. Wait. Go ahead.
Wait.
Seven
Wait.
ways
This
to
is
tell
this
it's
is
fake.
good. This is good. Is my olive oil pure? To test the purity of olive oil at home, just drench a wick in olive oil and place it in a dia or a glass container. Light the wick. If it stays for some time, then it is real olive oil.
What?
Oh,
can
that I don't know.
You can light a wick on fire. Why not? Try that.
I've got a real olive oil downstairs. It's a drum. It's like a tin, and it's from Italy. My friend gave it to me.
Oh yeah,
If it's
So
from
that's
Italy, I believe it, but not really because.
I would trust it.
It's in a tin. It's in a big tin. Like
But that's like the mafia probably made it and they're making
That's
that
gotta be.
huge-
I
huge
think they
cut.
did. I think they did.
The tin
There's some
makes
blood
it
in that.
real, right?
There's some
Like
blood in that oil.
The tin game makes it real, but also the person that gave it to me is Italian, so I trust him.
What if
But,
all the nonsense is coming from Italy though?
Maybe they are. Maybe it's just their way of
Yeah,
really
like troll
conning,
farms.
conning the
All
whole
these
world.
Italians are just sitting on a pile of cash because they're selling shit oil.
Rich as fuck live until they're 100 because they got all the olive oil in there. They have the real olive oil in their diet, and we're all eating shit stuff.
Yeah,
That's why
Wait.
they live so long.
Is
olive
Costco,
oil lords.
is Costco olive oil fake? Oh, this is interesting. One more and we'll move on.
I love it. We're looking deep into the deep.
There are a
dive.
huge amount of fake EVOO, extra
Extra
virgin
virgin.
olive oil on the American market. Even brands at prices you wouldn't believe. They are cutting their extra virgin olive oil with cheaper oils. The Costco brand was
Cutting it.
found to be one of the few real ones. Interesting.
Oh, there you go.
All right, so
Yeah.
we'll go Costco then.
So that's what they do, James. They cut it with other oil. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Right.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like
I
cocaine.
read that.
It's like
Yeah.
cocaine. They put a little cocaine and a whole bunch of creatine and
Yeah.
baking soda, or whatever the fuck they're using.
Yeah,
That's why I read.
That's hostility, right?
No, don't do that. Yeah, so they're cutting your olive oil with canola oil and like seed oils and shit.
Oh, that's what's happening in the supplement game, because unfortunately things are so fucking expensive right now, like protein and creatine and cluster dextrin is going to be
Who's
more
cutting their
expensive.
shit in the protein in the supplement?
No,
game?
but it's making companies have to make like blends and stuff now because
Yeah.
it's very expensive to have, literally 100% whey isolate shakes now versus having maybe a 30-30-30.
Trust me, I know.
So,
Our
that's why I said it, because I know you'll know exactly where it's at.
Our protein isolate has increased like an insane
Crazy.
amount in the last 6
Really?
months. Yeah. And
Isn't there like
everybody in industry has raised their price because of it. We have to.
Yeah.
So guys, if anyone's paying more for their protein now, listen, this isn't like any of our friends or companies trying to take a fucking piss. It's a global thing. And I'm just warning you now, it's going to be happening with cluster dextrin as well.
Creatine got a shit ton, right? Creatine was like
everything
price.
Really?
So about 6 months ago, everything skyrocketed. Like citrulline, creatine, like cluster dextrin already went up.
Yeah, there you go.
So then citrulline and creatine came back down a little bit, but not much. And cluster dextrin, I think, is still supposed to keep going.
Yeah, I heard that.
So that's why, and I'm glad you said that, James, because people think that all the supplement companies are just jacking up the prices for no reason, but
it's not true. Yeah.
It costs, and it's not just the cost of the product, the cost of the freight.
Shipping. Yeah.
So to get the product here, because all the gas prices have gone up, so freight costs more, like everything is just way more expensive.
Yeah.
So, and you're right. And so people, and even we've decided to look at doing like not a whey concentrate, but a blended protein.
Yeah. So I suppose that's just my way of like obviously standing up for you guys, really just letting people know from an insider that if you notice a few changes in some of the supplements coming into your regime from the companies that you love and respect, I guarantee a lot of them are not doing it because they're trying to undercut you at all. It's because of the climate.
But at the trying to stay alive as well.
But at the same time, and Ben, maybe you can speak to this a little bit. Blended proteins can be good.
I like them a lot.
It's not about still good. It can be better.
I prefer them in an almost, unless you're really struggling. Shit. Sorry.
I mean, depending on how you use it, it could be better.
Is that because of
like I actually, if you're using it as in terms of like a meal replacement, and how it's going to get absorbed and broken down. Oh, fucking hang on. Sorry.
What happened? What's wrong?
Hunter's calling me. Hang on.
That's right. You do your thing.
Anyway, can I call you back on one?
Hi, Hunter.
Podcast with the guys.
What's up?
What's up? Is there an emergency?
Is it a diet emergency?
Hunter. Sorry.
Yeah, do you think?
Go, you think?
We'll discuss supplements.
So,
but yeah, we said about
because you get.
Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, James.
No, I was going to say that you're saying obviously you assimilate proteins at different kind of you don't want an isolate if you're trying to have a meal replacement essentially because you want to have nice steady digestion. Blood sugar wants to stay in a good spot. Obviously that's combated by if it's present with carbohydrates or not as well, but there's many ways you can make a good product by using multitude of sources for sure.
So I don't necessarily think it's bad to have a blended protein. I just think when we're looking, because when we formulate products, we look at studies, and that's how we formulate products. And most of the performance studies are done with whey isolate post-workout. But that's just strictly for performance and recovery. Strictly
for post-workout.
If we're talking about meal replacement or other times of the day, a blended protein actually is better because it's going to digest a little slower.
Like we've got a new meal replacement, and it's a blend of protein.
What blend is it? Do you know?
It's an isolate, a concentrate, and a casein.
Casein.
So, and you're going to see a lot of people do that. Not again, it's ideal for a meal replacement. You can have a nice steady release.
I was thinking of we haven't finalized anything, but I'm thinking about a isolate, casein, and an egg protein. Potentially a pea protein. Just kind of doing them all together for different amino
vegetarian ones do very, very good.
Yeah.
Then you also get the benefit of like there's certain nutrients that will be in a vegetable protein, for example, that's not in a whey protein, right?
There's just higher amino acid profiles of each, right? They're all a little different, so you're getting varied amino acid profiles. So it's not It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's just not, like I said, most people go for the isolate because that's where the studies are done.
Right.
For post-workout nutrition.
The good thing about a blend is that you can't do really with an isolate. It's like if you just mix water with a blend, you can literally whisk it into like a pudding. Which you can't do with an isolate, especially like a hydrolyzed,
like a good
water
isolate. You can't.
So if you're really starving on your prep, like struggling, and you want a nice fix from protein powder, just a little bit of water at a time, just stir the spoon, it'll thicken up like a especially if it's got like xanthan gum or something, and it'll
I prefer it that way.
Me and Ben were talking about this. Me and Ben were talking about this. I prefer my shakes thin.
Same.
So like when I like the isolate,
like watery.
Yeah, like when we made our isolate, I wanted it pure with no extra additives, so that it's like when you mix it, it's like water. You can just slam it.
Yeah.
Right. But there are a lot of people that like it thicker, and there are also a lot of people that like to blend it or mix it with their oatmeal or cream of rice.
Yes.
So if you're doing that, if you want a thicker shake or you want to mix it with oatmeal or cream of rice, the blend is actually better.
Yes.
Because it will mix better and it'll be like a creamier feel to it. When
Fluffier.
Yeah, because we like there's two proteins I use at the minute. One's the hydro and one's another one, but I don't know all the particular things about it. But the other one's a little bit thicker. So the thicker one I'll mix with like oats.
Yeah.
And it creates it keeps the oats nice and like clunky.
Yeah.
If you were to mix the hydro with it'd actually separate and rehydrate it.
It gets watery.
Is it because it rehydrates the product? So that's why whey is ideal. Like the hydro is great for a drink because it's as thin as water for bioavailability and digestion speed. Ideal. But when you're like, say you're trying to satiate and you're hungry, that's when these other proteins are really ideal.
Well, I remember when I was dieting, like my last meal of the night, I think I would do like 50 grams of protein with peanut butter.
Yeah.
And I would do casein.
Yeah.
Because casein, if you put 50 grams of protein from casein in a bowl, it's like, and then it mixes it up.
Yeah.
If you try and make it into a pudding with peanut butter, you get this massive bowl of pudding.
Yeah.
And I would sit there and just like watch TV and scoop this like massive bowl of protein.
Yeah.
Whereas if you try to do it with an isolate, you get like this little
puddle.
Yeah, you get a little nothing.
Puddle.
Yeah. You know what's funny when you get these like mass gainer shakes, if you go through them, look at them, and a lot of them using casein, I'm like, that to me doesn't make logic.
No.
Why you that's gonna be super thick.
It's gonna slow you down. It's gonna slow you down more. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
If you're trying to have high calories, you want high calories that digest fast. And easy, Yeah.
Remember the old metric shakes? Metrics?
No.
I used to love metrics.
Remember Metrics?
The scoop is
is that the weight gainer?
The meal replacement, the original one.
No,
remember?
I never.
Dr. Scott A. Tonley. Man, that stuff was so delicious as a pudding.
I just remember.
James, did you ever have the Reflex one stop extreme?
I have tried that. I used to love the Pro MR.
Yeah. Those are
the Brada ones are good too. The Brada lean body.
The CMP used to do a big mass gainer in that. Becoming that
Pro Mass.
Wait. Yeah. Who remembers this?
Enlarge. Yeah, I remember that.
You know how many tubs of this I went through? Holy fuck! I can't believe I remembered that.
Yeah.
I used to pop these tubs open, man, and then the best part was when the tub was done, you would use the tub for like change or receipts, or you'd put some shit in there,
or a leak in the roof.
Yeah. Man, these things, this was like just pure fucking sugar. It was
I used to do the Metrics one as well. Metrics and James, do you remember? Is it Maxi Muscle? Used to do that
Cyclone. Creatine.
Yeah.
That used to make everyone fart. Creatine.
It's to wreck your stomachs.
Look at guys, 87 grams of carbs.
My God. How much sugar for that? 41 grams of sugar.
It's
41 grams.
It's
almost the same amount of sugar as protein.
It's Nestle Quick with some milk protein added to it.
Oh, we've told that story before, Paul.
Yes,
we did that to a buddy of ours. I don't know if I told you guys the story.
You did it to a buddy of ours.
Well, it was your idea too, though. We had a friend of ours who just started bodybuilding, and we took a 2-pounder of Nitrotech, and we filled it with Nestle Quick chocolate.
Oh,
and I was sponsored at the time, so I'm like, hey, I had this extra tub of protein, so we gave it to him.
He loved it.
Oh my God, dude! Like 3 days later, he's like. He messaged. He's like, "Man, this stuff's so good." He's like, "I love it. It's like, it's the best protein I ever had."
It digests so well too.
Oh my God! But after like a week, because he was drinking like 3 shakes a day.
Wow.
After like a week, he'd put on like fucking 10 pounds. We're like, he just looked like a watery mess.
Carb load.
He's got like pre-diabetes now.
Remember how heavy the tub was though? Because when I flipped, 2 pounds of whey is not the same weight as 2 pounds of Nestle Quick.
Yeah,
the thing weighed like fucking 8 pounds, and I gave it to him.
Because they're smaller molecules, so you get more.
The worst part was
2 pounds.
Yeah,
no,
but
the tub
volume. The tub.
You filled the tub up.
Yeah,
you filled the tub up. Okay,
but Fouad, the worst part was the guy already had like a weight issue. And he worked hard to lose all this weight, and then you give him you give him 5 pounds of pure sugar and tell him to have 3 a day.
Do you know what's the best tasting one? And
Which
it's
one?
because it was full of fucking shit, but no one. It was True Mass from fucking BSN.
I never
It
had
was
that.
it was
never
the
tried it.
fucking tastiest one. But then not long after, I know they got looked into, from what I understand, and they had a lot of shit in their shakes. But it was so fucking good.
They used to get around because we used to live off the No Explode, the pre-workout.
Everyone had it.
Oh yeah.
True Mass, bruv. That was the one. Oh
These
my
are the
God.
guys. These are the guys that all
Flex.
left. And I might
That's
be
right.
wrong.
That's right when Flex was with them. When I was,
I might
Oh,
be
yeah.
wrong about
Oh,
this,
yeah.
but BSN are the guys that all left Muscle Tech, are they not? Or no, that's All Max. That's All Max. I'm
All
sorry.
Max.
Oh, really? I
All
didn't know
Max
that.
is good stuff.
A lot of
Yeah.
the
All
a
Max
lot of
one was decent.
yeah, no, I know a lot of the All Max guy, and I shouldn't misspeak. I tend to do that a lot. I know a lot of the All Max guys when it started came from Muscle Tech.
That's how
Really?
companies start, man. It's the same with the gaming industry. So these game developers, they leave a studio and they go and create their own studio.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just how things work, isn't it? So you take your experience, go elsewhere, do your own thing, have more control, more power, more say.
Yeah.
James and I are going to do a podcast because we came from this one.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
that
you know
shit,
It wouldn't surprise me anymore.
Well, you know what I didn't know? Big Ron told me this.
Ron Partlow,
Yeah.
the most knowledgeable guy in our industry.
Very nice.
Yeah, he's a very smart guy. Hammer Strength was it the son of the guy who owned Nautilus, Arthur Jones or something like that started Hammer Strength?
Maybe.
Something like that.
Wouldn't be surprised. It'd make sense coming from that background, wouldn't it?
Right.
You know?
Are you looking it up, Fouad?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to find this out. We got to confirm.
Well, Paul is known for knowing only half truths.
I'm always a little bit right, Fouad.
You're always halfway there.
You're always
Yeah.
a little bit right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
almost
that on.
always.
I'm gonna get that on
Almost
a shirt.
always.
I'm gonna get that on a shirt.
Yeah. Almost
No,
always.
always right. Okay. This guy. Let's see. Gary Jones, former owner and designer of.
Oh yeah,
Hammer
look, Jones. It's Jones as well. Arthur Jones is the other
Arthur
one. Look.
Jones.
Arthur founder
Yeah.
Nautilus.
Founder of
Gary.
Nautilus. So
Yeah.
Gary is his son.
Yeah. I guess so.
Maybe he's
Phil
his
Farrell,
husband.
Gary Jones, former
Maybe.
owner designer of Hammerstring. I don't know.
I've been who founded
Who
Hammerstring.
founded Hammerstring? Gary Jones.
Gary Jones.
Gary Jones. So
spent
Arthur
most of his
Jones'
waking
son.
hours working.
So he
on
was in direct
Hammerstring.
competition with his dad.
But wait,
Yeah.
we're just assuming that.
This is
Yeah.
the name Jones, isn't it?
Well, same last name.
like I said, they could have been married. Could have been a couple of,
Don't want to assume anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Just click on his Wikipedia. It'll tell you who.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, it's about on the right, it should say. Oh, no, it didn't say.
Oh,
Normally it
no.
says in the born and area, the biography area.
Are we
Maybe they're
wasting-
just both called Jones and we're fucking just confused.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hey,
Paul.
Eddie Robinson.
No, here, look. Gary
Both flex. No,
Gary Jones, read the bottom.
Right here. Gary Jones created
Survived by
Hammerstring.
two sons. Yeah.
Jones died. Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. You're right, Paul.
All right.
that was a
See,
very
I
good-
told you I was a little bit right.
Let me read it for the
Um,
audio. Jones died of natural causes in his home in Ocala, Florida at age 80. He was survived by two daughters and two sons, Gary and William Edgar Jones. Gary Jones created Hammer Strength training machines.
I got to give credit to Ron Parlow for that, though.
I wonder if he was like, I'm stealing daddy's notes. Do you know what I mean? Like when
He's
he
living
keeps
in his
them-
shadow all his life, and he's like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
create my own thing.
Yeah.
I
Well,
remember reading
I'm
a lot
thinking he probably stole the blueprints. And
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah.
His dad was really like, never go in this room, children, never lock on the door and everything. And then one day he was like, I'm going in that room, and he took the fucking notes. And now he's known for Hammer Strength.
Well, Dorian Yates used to credit Arthur Jones with a lot of his early influence.
I'm not surprised.
Didn't he use a lot on Nautilus?
I think so. Well, that
Yeah.
famous, that pullovers.
He cared about the kidney bean, didn't he? The pulley
Oh.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
But
saying
then-
that strength curve was like a.
But
big
then
thing.
Hammer Strength made the DY row, right? For Dorian.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. That's right.
So then
Yeah,
that's
I
probably
forgot
why.
about that.
Maybe because he was tight with his dad.
Which one's the DY row?
Maybe.
the
remember
pull
the
down
reverse
row?
Underhand. No,
Oh,
row.
the underhand. This one or this one?
From, yeah, the one in
underhand
front
row.
of the low, the like low row.
The low row. Yeah.
I always thought the
They did-
DY was this from this angle.
I don't think so. I think he had a hand in designing both though.
Fucking hell, I'm wrong. That's a high hammer row, isn't it?
Because wasn't that when
First,
Dorian
yeah,
tore his
yeah.
bicep prepping for?
Oh,
an-
this was like one of
prepping
my
for Olympia?
favorite. I had no idea. This was one of my favorite machines at Central.
Yeah.
So that is the
Uh,
DY. Yeah, they got one of them of Orpington, isn't it?
This one.
Yeah. That.
This. This
That
is one of
one
my,
there,
That's what I.
I don't see this anymore, man. We had this at our gym growing up through my whole career, but I don't see this row anymore. I usually see the one with the low handles down here, or the ones with the high handles up here.
Yeah.
And I
This
might
has
have
got this
I might
one
have
in the
to.
gym. I love it.
Yeah,
It's
I might have
really-
to train back at MuscleWorks.
To me, this is the best row of all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%,
And Dorian,
yeah.
didn't they design that one for Dorian because he had a torn bicep when he's prepping for the O?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Did Ron tell you that, or did you make that one up?
I will Paul again. It's only he's
Ben,
almost
I'm
always
always a little bit right. So
You got the
there's probably
bicep tear
something to
right.
Yeah. He was doing an Olympia. That's the bit you got right.
that. Yeah,
Paul,
yeah.
Paul, you're gonna get me right. You're gonna get me in trouble. You're gonna keep saying things that are half true, and someone's gonna call me out some video
But
somewhere.
I put it out there first, Fouad. It's probably not all right, but it's probably a little bit right.
I love that. You know what? You're like, I can say whatever I want because I said it might be bullshit.
It's like putting LOL at the end of something.
All right, let's do a couple questions. If you could commit one crime that would afterward never exist again, what would you choose? I did this with the other guys, so I'm curious.
Never exist again. What the
Yeah,
crime?
so like if you
God.
kill,
say it again,
so
please.
like if you killed someone, no one could ever kill anyone ever again.
Oh wait, so that's quite a big question. To be fair, so you nullify that crime forever.
You nullify the crime
You have
forever.
to do, but you have to do it
Oh.
one time.
So you're like
you
a
have
murder.
to do it, but you have to do it once.
Jeez, that's dark.
So like if you never want another woman to get raped, you have to.
Yeah,
rape
you'd
her.
have to-
That's right where I was.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
right where I was with it. And I'm like,
Sorry.
fuck,
That's good of you, Ben.
terrible.
It
You're a good
sounds
person.
terrible. I'm not going to be that.
I'm doing a
guy.
good thing, Paul.
Yeah, you're doing it for the good
Take
of
it.
humanity.
You'll thank me later. You'll thank me later.
You're like
Yeah,
Jesus.
no.
You're dying for
I'm
everyone's
thinking-
sins.
Think about it though. That's like,
Uh,
and how specific can you get? Like, if you kill a small child, will all children live forever?
Yeah, see, I'd rather just do something crazy like basically digitally rob the government for all their money. Because then
Why?
I'm rich.
I'd love that to keep happening.
Because I'm rich
No,
and then no one
but
else
if
can
that
do it.
happening.
Yeah, but if that keeps happening, who cares?
Because I want the money.
Yeah, I don't care.
yeah.
But
Fuck everyone else. I want the money.
No, but you're trying to do something good for human. Actually,
No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm
he
not doing
just
it for
wants some
humanity.
money.
I'm doing it for me, and then I know that no one else can follow in my
I
shadows.
think because James is so nice, he doesn't want to answer the question, so he's gone with that. Where
Yeah, no, I can't go that dark. I'm sorry.
come on, man,
What about
think about it, James. You're gonna save all of humanity. So like, so like, if you kill someone, no one can
Yeah.
ever kill anyone ever again.
yeah.
Yeah, but people need to die.
Peter, wait. Okay, all right. Okay, James, what about
Sometimes.
pedophilia though?
Oh, they're
Like,
still gonna
no
die
kid-
of natural
no-
causes.
All right, James,
You
what
can
about
keep it simple.
pedophilia? No,
Don't put me
kid
in that
should be
position, man.
touched.
You can't
right?
let me be the pedo.
Yeah, but then
That's
you're gonna
bad.
touch someone, Ben.
But you could.
I know that's what's fucked
Exactly.
up.
That's not. I'll let someone else be the pedo. I can't be the pedo.
What's a Peter? A perv?
Not a Peter.
Pedo,
He's saying
pedo,
pedo. Like ped.
Pedo.
He's saying
Oh.
pedo. He's saying pedophile, but it's,
Oh,
he's,
okay,
he's
sorry.
British, so he's saying pedo.
Yeah.
I thought you said Peter.
It probably is a pedo.
Just call myself. Just call me Peter. Then no one can be Peter.
You can keep it real simple. Do like a
What?
B&E. Do a
There's no
B&E or
more
something.
robberies anymore.
There's no more B&Es.
No.
Yeah, but that's the crime you want to never happen again. Who cares?
Well, I don't want my
Like
house broken.
Yeah, but
pedophilia,
think about- you try-
pedophilia and rape are horrific.
You're thinking of the worst things in the world. That's usually rape, murder,
Home invasion is
pedophilia.
pretty bad.
Home invasion's pretty bad.
There's a,
Compared to murder.
Or
no,
rape.
well, no. But I mean, you don't feel safe in your home anymore.
What's it called when?
Yeah,
What's
but
it
wait a
called
minute,
like
Paul. But wait a minute. If you killed someone and no one could ever kill anyone again, then someone could break in your house. It wouldn't matter.
But then I got to go to jail for 20 years for.
But you saved all
Save
of
everybody
humanity, and you might kill somebody you don't like. How do you know? It might be worth it.
Okay, that's you're selling it a little bit more. But I don't want to go to jail for 20 years.
what is it called when like a company knowingly dumps a load of shit in the ocean?
Oh, like when they
pollution.
dump like toxic waste.
Yeah,
into the
I'll
ocean?
be the last guy to do
Industrial.
that, and then it never happens.
That's a valuable one. I
Yeah,
can take that.
I thought that was good.
that's very noble.
James saves
That's a
himself.
swerve. That's a fucking swerve. If
Yeah, it
ever I've
totally
seen
is.
one.
It totally is.
I just care about the animals, boys.
Oh,
Thing is, I care about kids now more than anything.
Well, that's another
and-
one, James. You could.
That's your role.
Are you going to kill a lion so that nobody can ever kill a lion again?
Listen, small steps, mate. I've just done the ocean bit. Come on. You know what I mean? I've just saved thousands of species in the ocean, let alone one lion. Come on.
All right, so James is going to nobody can ever put plastic in the ocean again because of James. That's pretty good. That's actually
That's
smart.
pretty good.
Call me Captain
James-
Planet.
James found a way to get out of the shitty one, but still be valid.
I do something good for the environment.
Yeah,
It's a skill.
yeah, that's valid. That's valuable. What are you gonna do, Paul? Paul?
I'm going to go with the B&E, Fouad.
That's so fucking nothing.
It's something, and I wouldn't have to serve a lot of time for it, and nobody got their house broken into anymore. I think it's a good thing for.
Yeah, that's pretty valuable. I don't want to get stuff. I hate getting my stuff stolen. It's happened to me a bunch of times.
That's happened when I was a kid. It happened to us. Like when I was a little kid, it happened to our family. I remember my mom being like pretty shook up about it. Like it sucks someone being in your house, man, going through your stuff and everything.
Yeah,
no one's ever broken.
That's an invasion of privacy, man.
Yeah, for sure. You don't feel safe. My mom never felt safe in that house again.
Yeah, no one's ever broken into my house, but I've had my cars broken into like 3 or 4 times.
That's similar. I've had that. That's similar feeling.
Yeah.
Someone's in your stuff, you know?
Yeah. All right. That's good. Ben, are we going to take the brunt of it?
I'd have to cross the line. These two boys are pushing around.
I know, right? They're not,
you kill somebody, Ben.
They've done nothing for humanity at all.
It's got to be murder, rape, or pedophilia.
He doesn't even want to say it. Ben can't even say it. He's like, he went to say the R word, and he like whispered it.
Say diddling.
I'll kill someone.
I'd have to do one of those. I'd have to. Okay, you kill someone. I've got to. So the one that I'm most that thinks I think the most horrific thing in the world is the pedophilia thing.
Yeah,
right?
but you can't do that.
No, I know, and that's why I'm like, fuck it. So I'm just gonna go middle ground and rape someone.
Yeah, and I'm
sorry.
That's good. That's good of you.
But
wait, before I say that, is there anything else?
Child, that's like,
wait a minute, Ben. Have we really thought this out?
That's so bad.
Wait a minute, Ben. Have we really thought this out? Because James is able to sneak around it and still be valuable.
I'm not worried about me at this point. I have one shot to eradicate a crime.
But you're going to go to jail.
It doesn't matter. One life. I don't like whatever. I don't care about that. I care about
it's called being selfless, Paul.
He's got a family though, Fouad.
Yeah, but he's saving.
But my family will know. Oh, that did that.
Because now his family will know that. Now his family will know that his wife will always be safe and his house can't get broken into because you saved that too.
Yeah.
And if I kill somebody, then nobody can kill them, break into the house, or rape them.
Just because someone can't rape her doesn't make her safe. Someone could still kill her.
No, I'm going to kill someone.
Oh, you're going to kill somebody.
Yeah.
So between these two, they've kind of relinquished a lot of evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys got rid of.
Me and Ben basically saved the world.
Well, and then James and I made people feel better about the world they live in.
If I do a rape, is that what you say? If I do a rape, then does that cover?
This is such a bad conversation.
Is that what you call it? Do a rape?
Wait. Before anyone cuts this into a little fucking clip and misquotes me, right? Context is everything here. So if I was going through a rape so that no one ever got raped ever again, does that apply to all age groups? Because
it's
still do that.
So you mean like if it's a kid?
So I'm gonna go and bang some 80-year-old grandma one last time for her. So she'll be like, I didn't really want it, but I'll take it.
She might like it.
She might end up
so you're kind of
doing as long as she's reluctant at the beginning, and then as it gets a bit more moist, she gets into it.
Maybe if it's like, I shouldn't say that. That's really bad.
No, this is all right. Let's cut that.
We'll save that. We'll do this for after.
There you go. We've stopped rape and we stopped murder. We stopped rape, murder.
Yeah, delete that part.
And water pollution.
Do I have to cut this whole part out?
You might have to. Yeah.
No,
it's pretty bad.
It's a hypothetical. None of us actually want to do it.
It's one of them questions where they're trying to get us to be.
There's no good answer.
Pretty dark. My answer was a valid answer.
Yours is probably the most.
Look, maybe just delete all three of you and just leave me here.
Yeah, leave it all in. Let's not tiptoe around because people might get offended.
You're right.
Something we're having a stupid discussion over.
No tiptoeing. You're right.
And it's not literal. You're not fucking saying you're doing it.
Never.
You're just saying like.
Question. Never competed, but people think I should. Your thoughts?
I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Who are you?
She's got a good physique. Let's.
Well, can we see?
Got pictures?
Sure.
Because then I can make a judgment.
Let's see. Let's see Shell Bolton's physique.
Shell.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
But before I show you, if people say you should compete,
don't feel pressure to.
Does that mean
what people?
Does that mean you should compete?
Depends on who the people are.
You do whatever you want to fucking do.
Paul, let's say you go to the gym and a bunch of people in the gym are like, oh, you got a great physique, you should compete. Does that mean, is that valid, or is that just a bunch of people being nice?
I would. It depends on who the people are. If it's my couple buddies that never been to a bodybuilding show and don't really know what they're looking at, then maybe I would seek some better advice. But if it's a couple guys in the gym who've been around for a long time, and know the sport, then I would think you should put some credibility to that.
All right, that's valid.
I'm just like, if the person wants to compete, then do it. If
Yeah,
the person doesn't, don't tarnish your love for the gym just because you feel pressured to compete.
No, I'm going on the assumption. I'm going on the assumption that she wants to, but is is scared,
hesitant whether or not she's good enough.
I mean, obviously, if you don't want to do it, don't fucking do it, no matter what anybody says.
Yeah.
I'm going.
There's
you know what the problem is today is that people seem to make it think that that people are painting an image that if you compete, you become a millionaire all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they all want to get the sport to become that.
I think people are following influencers that are making a lot of money, and they think
that's why I fucked off to Jordan's gym to get away from all the bullshit.
Is there that many influencers that you're at King's?
There's just influencers everywhere. Really, the world's saturated. Like this ain't again. I'm probably the one person right now that's really trying to rein it back to real bodybuilding, and I could be very blunt about how I feel about this. Like I'm not down. There's bodybuilders and there's other people. Yeah. Bodybuilders are a very small few. Yeah. You're not a bodybuilder.
Just James, you should avoid going to Alpha Land at all costs.
Oh no, don't! A kid from my gym just went there, and I screenshotted one of his videos from Instagram because I was just going to share it when I get annoyed with people that I can moan to about. Oh wait, I did share it, didn't I? I think that's where I think I might have shared it in the group. It's just a video of all these people just being pillocks, like filming each other do dumbbell press.
Pillocks.
Yeah. I'm just like, just shut the fuck up and train. Anyway.
Yeah, we went there, man, and. Respect to all the guys working out, but the place itself. Okay, wait. Let me phrase it this way: the place, Alpha Land itself, is very, very impressive. The size of it, what they've done with it, everything. But it's just not my kind of gym. Like when you walk in, it feels like a club.
Yeah.
There's like marble floors and like fucking strobe lights and like it's just really
terrific.
Like,
where is it?
Terrific.
It reminds me of like an Apple store crossed with a nightclub.
All I'm going to say is working out.
Houston.
Yeah.
Is a broad thing, yeah. A lot of people can work out, but not many can bodybuild.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, they're in their training, right? We're in their body,
and that's what I'm trying to say. Isn't because bodybuilding is far more deep rooted than the superficial lifting a dumbbell. You can see me working out. There's a mentality. There's a reason, and there's a core to it. And if you don't have that core, you're not that.
I'm glad you brought this up because. Even though Alpha Land is amazing and it's a marvel to look at, my favorite place was Metroflex Fort Worth.
Oh yeah, right.
Ben and Justin moaned about when we got there.
I suggested the place. It was my idea.
You guys whined like babies when we got there. Paul, you should have seen these two guys. They're like, the equipment's not nice. It's not painted properly, and it doesn't move right. I'm like, it moves. Look at Ben froze. Look,
top chewed up.
Yeah, what timing?
Come on, Ben. It was fine. Everything worked just fine.
Is it similar to Arlington? Fouad? I've never been to that one.
Yeah, it's not. James, remember that row machine? That thing was like doing this on you. Was you moving?
We were low rowing, and it was like going like that. We were like, yeah, sweet, this is perfect.
I built the stabilizers.
No, everything at Fort Worth worked just fine. It just wasn't pretty. It was hot as fuck in there. It was grimy. It was like, some of the pads were ripped up, but I fucking love that shit. I walked in there. I was like, this is amazing.
Some of the pads were fucked up. It'd be quicker to count the pads that weren't fucked up.
They all like duct tape around it and shit.
No, they just didn't have anything around them.
Really?
They just chewed out.
I don't know.
Yeah, just foam exposed.
I thought it was
really,
Paul, you had a good workout. You would have had a great workout.
I'm like Fouad. I think I would enjoy it, but
we're from the old school. These guys are
No. I'm with you because I get like this. All three of you train in a private
facility. Look how mad Ben is. Like
all three of you train.
Because look at your gym. Your gym's all fancy and clean now. Don't give me this shit.
It's not fancy.
It's not fancy.
Our equipment's all old and fucking it's not painted the same and shit.
It's hot as hell.
Okay,
it's hot as fuck in there too.
Yeah. So your gym and then my gym in here, no, it's not perfect, right? Yeah. But there's a level. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Okay.
There's here,
Ben,
and then
I will give you this.
This machine should have been fixed 20 fucking years ago.
Okay, wait a minute, Ben. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. I wouldn't want to train there every day. But
Okay.
when you're going to like a destination gym, I like that gritty shit.
No, I agree. Listen, my question to you is: you own that gym. Would you have invested a bit more money doing like keeping the machines a bit nicer?
Well,
and,
yeah,
and reupholstering some of it at least.
Yeah, but my point is, I think some people like the feeling of that.
What of it? Okay.
Have it run down, like the rundown, gritty, like.
No, I mean like
As long
the
as it
leg
works.
extension. The leg extension, one side of the pad was complete, and the other half of it was all foam and chewed up to your shin was on the metal post.
That could be an issue.
Like,
Yeah.
That's not.
That could be.
All right, that's what I mean. I'm not exaggerating, right? We didn't actually use that leg extension.
Paul's so nice, he can't say that's not good. He's like, it could be an issue.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's gonna have one leg up, one leg lower or something, then
No,
yeah,
it
you
was
got a problem.
the leg extension. The pad was like the pad where your ankles go.
Yep.
It was kind of worn out. So like your ankles are like
Okay.
on the steel, and you're like, it's kind of.
Oh yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah. Well, like Fouad, like we used to go to Detroit Powerhouse once in a while back,
Yeah.
when we were younger. Like that place, all the equipment there is old, but it's well maintained.
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's what Ben. I
that's
think that's what
my
Ben's
point.
saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, for one time, I don't know. I don't know. When it's one time, I can train anywhere as long as the machine works. When it doesn't work, then it's a different story.
Fuck Fouad, remember at the beginning of the pandemic what we used to train with?
Holy fuck.
Jeez.
The Power Tech fucking. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this girl wants to know if she should compete.
Oh yeah, this is where we got to.
Shell Bolton.
Yeah, she's lean, bro.
Lean.
Looks like she already does.
Yeah.
Looks like she already does compete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Hell,
development.
she is.
Yeah, she's
Yeah. Fuck
crazy
yeah.
shape.
She's in good shape. Yeah.
Yeah. Figure.
Why wouldn't you compete at this point?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
You're already ready.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Get her on stage.
It takes a lot of effort to get into the shape
Did she
she's
say
in.
what
She's
division?
done very well.
Good shoulders,
Yeah.
good back. No, she didn't say what division.
Always find girls have good backs though.
Traps are better in it. They've got like nice insertions, it seems, on there.
So what, a plate and a half?
But I always have like slightly leaner backs than
This is like
I think.
almost 3 plates.
Yeah.
Huh. Impressive.
She could do well now in a
He looks good.
Yeah.
amateur show.
Yeah. Get on stage.
Is
Yeah.
there any actually full physique shots?
Well, that's pretty close.
Yeah. Anyway. Yes.
Yes,
so-
I'd say so.
That ain't a bad sight on a what day is it today? Friday.
Everyone
Friday
went a bit quiet. Everyone went a bit quiet there. I'm like, move on now. Move on.
Yeah, I'm like, that ain't a
Before we
bad
get in trouble
sight
here, Fouad.
on a Friday afternoon.
I
Thanks
was
for-
just looking
thanks
at
for the free.
physiques. I don't know what the fuck you guys are looking at. You guys are...
What was that name again?
What?
James didn't go forward. What the fuck? James, I missed you, man. You've been gone for a while.
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Why-
But it's cool because those good things need that sometimes.
Why are you avoiding bodybuilding at this point? You look like
No,
you're living.
I'm
you look
I'm
like you're
doing
living life
bodybuilding.
in a different way.
I'm doing bodybuilding the best I've done it in a long time. But that's
Why?
by taking
Can you-
myself, because I'm going down to Jordan's for like days on end, training in that fucking heaven.
Yeah.
And being a bodybuilder rather than being a gimp. Like
Yeah,
I just can't. I've had enough of the music being too loud in the gym where if I've got headphones on, I can still fucking hear it. And my phone's telling me that my earbuds are too loud. And if I don't turn them down, I'm going to go deaf in a year. Like I just, do you know what I mean? No, it's just,
Yeah.
and I can't be bothered to be around people that are having like I love everybody that I'm around. Yeah, they're cool. But when it comes time to fucking knuckle down and crunch, like there's time to crunch. And I say it like I didn't want to be arrogant, but I'm a fucking professional, man. Like I can't be in an amateur environment.
Yeah.
Like I need to be in an environment that's conducive to professional.
That's a good point, right?
Right.
The
Listen, if
NFL
I
boys
had to-
aren't running down the field with a bunch of Sunday.
No, and
leaguers.
it's wrong to, and it's not wrong to feel that way. It's not
Listen,
wrong
if
to
you-
think that I'm not that way. You know,
If your gym has become anything like Alpha Land, I couldn't train there either. And
it's not even like Alpha Land.
Again, it's not because it's bad. It's just because it's distracting.
Listen, it's not even like Alpha Land.
Yeah.
But in truth, no disrespect to anyone, no one's on my fucking level when it comes to bodybuilding.
But no one's
That's
going to be
just-
on. But no one's going to be on your level
exactly,
anywhere.
exactly. So
Yeah.
all it's doing for me is being around people that, without being rude, I'm giving my energy to their environment.
I see what you're saying.
I'm not receiving energy.
You're motivating
Right.
them. They're not motivating.
I can go and squat 6 plates, yeah, and it's better than what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and that's me working at 80%.
Yeah.
So why am I going to put myself in an environment where 80% is enough? It's like, like I say, I'm not trying to sound like a dickhead, but this is months and months of feeling a certain way and me not wanting to sound rude, held back.
Yeah.
But then it gets to a point where you're like, do you know what? Just say for what it is, man. You're around a bunch of people who go to the gym Monday to Friday, do whatever the fuck they like on the weekend, and they ain't on the Olympia stage.
Right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You're on the fucking Olympia stage. You get paid to be a bodybuilder, paid very nicely. Fucking live it.
So you feel like going to Jordan's gym puts you in an environment with somebody who can make you go full tilt?
I train alone there most of the time, but I'm able to not be distracted.
How far is it from where you live?
It's like just under 3 hours.
So how often are you driving there?
So I train like 3 or 4 days in a row, and I'll go down there for 3 or 4 days.
Oh, so you stay down there?
Yeah, because he has like a nice annex outhouse that he's kind of kitted up for me with a kitchen and all that.
Nice.
So
nice.
he looks after me massively. Yeah, he's really given me a great opportunity there to be around that. So he doesn't even train bodybuilding at the minute. So I just go down on my own. I've got a key, and I just fucking focus in. I look at the wall. I read the quote. I put the music on. I'm not distracted by anyone's mediocrity. I know it sounds bad,
is what I'm trying to create here at my house. Well, James, you've been here.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I said to Samson, I want Samson to come here and just zone out for 4 or 5 weeks and just bang,
Yeah,
you know?
like a camp kind of.
Well, we had this conversation earlier in the year, James, and I remember us saying, and I'm not trying to like say gotcha or anything, but I remember we said when I had my own place, you said you liked being at your gym because you liked people watching you when you were squatting that heavy weight.
Yeah,
you fed off that energy.
Yeah, and I did, and now I don't.
Oh, you kind of got over it.
Now that you're in prep mode?
Yeah, and I think the gym's become a lot busier than it was in the previous place. So since we've moved, our gym's actually got more members than ever, and now it is too much for me.
Yeah. So now you know how I feel, because I go to my place. Yeah, and I got a picture of John and a picture of Luke.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
and really fucking loud. The other day, I mean, I said I always have good workouts with Paul, but the one day Paul couldn't make it, I was there training back by myself. And I went to like a different place. I was just alone.
And you need to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Ever since the pandemic, is getting used to training in like private gyms or your gym now. Like, I don't think I could go back to a busy gym anymore. It'd be way too distracting, and just to have to wait for stuff and things like that. I don't think I could do that anymore.
It's no one's fault, and I'm not trying to like hate on anybody. It's just that training has become a very popular thing over the past decade.
Yeah.
Whereas before that, it really wasn't. There was no women in the gym. There was a bodybuilder, if anything. There was half of the men in the gym because no one had physique, classic, any of that. And this is just real talk. So there was space to move, space to breathe, space to focus, space to be yourself. And now that the gyms are as popular as they are, that isn't why I got into training. So therefore, I removed myself from that scenario and put myself in one that's more similar to what I got into it for.
You know, it's crazy. This time, and I could be mistaken just because I'm talking to all you guys more, but I don't remember a time in bodybuilding when this many pros had their own place to train at. Like everybody, like Justin has his own gym. I have my own gym. Ben has his own gym. Now you have your own place to go because Jordan's place is basically yours to train at by yourself. Like everyone's kind of got like their own. Hunter's got his own place. Like it's almost like
because they all feel the same. They all. I
was going to say everyone's feeling that way.
Yeah, people don't want to be rude, and it's understandable. But then just for clarification's sake, so everybody understands, is that when people who are achieving in this actual bodybuilding, like I say, getting paid like handsomely well, they can't afford to go in the gym and have subpar workouts because it's so fucking busy and they can't get on kit, or the music's not in their control and it's jarring them. Because back in the day, the music wasn't loud in the gyms. It was playing, but it wasn't loud to that point where it was like a club. So you could ignore it to a certain degree. There's only so much ignoring you can do. Yeah. And that's basically where I got to.
You know, the other thing about Alpha Land is it might have shocked me a little bit more because I've been training in my own place for so long. Mm-hmm. So it went from like my own place with nobody to like this really busy place instead of an in between. So it was like, I'm like, man, I forgot what it was like to train with all these people around.
I don't know, that one's an extreme version of
is it
a commercial gym though? Yeah. That's like amped up to like 15.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That place is wild.
I know people that are involved in like Team GB for like sprinting, track and field. they're not putting themselves around the average.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Elite athletes.
Yeah, put yourself around. I'm not putting myself around average. I hate to call people average. It sounds really stuck up me. But in what we do, in this actual thing that is my job, people that I'm around in a regular gym, sorry to say it, are average in terms of where they are in their progression compared to, say, where we are. And again, it's not me. There's 10 things in life, 20 things in life, they are way better than me. And I acknowledge that, absolutely. I respect that. But this is my thing. And I'll be damned if I don't give myself the space and the attention that it deserves in order to see me go as far as I can. Again, I think most people don't say it because they don't want to sound like they're trying to mug off the general public, because I'm not trying to mug them off. It's great that people train. It's great that people progress and everything like that. But at the same time, you've got to understand your situation and you have to be honest with yourself. If I was to stay training in somewhere like that, all I'm doing is putting a couple of cast iron fucking shackles around my ankles and limiting my potential to move.
There's nothing wrong with what you're saying, James. Everybody's allowed.
You're an elite athlete.
Everybody's allowed to train where they need to train.
And if anyone disagrees with me, have a look at some of the other things in your life that you're progressing in and that you are good at. Like, let's say, I don't know, whether you're like, you work on this floor in the office, yeah? It's where all the top people work. And then you've got these guys at the bottom that are like noobs trying to work their way up. Imagine if they just put you from there to there and put you around them again. Yeah. And said, yeah, you be as productive there. It ain't gonna fucking happen. Yeah. So just understand that. Like, look at it from that perspective, that in life, when you've worked for years to kind of climb a ladder, the last thing some people need is to be pushed back down that ladder to where they already been.
I think go ahead, Ben. Sorry. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the point you made where you're used to being in a closed environment, right? I've got so conditioned to that now over the last 4 years, basically, that we went into Alpha Land and I was having to do like kind of some crowd control for Nick. And I'm like, this is impossible.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is like, okay, he's not in a prep, but he is, because he's prepping for the Olympia. So he's not started a deficit, but he's in preparation for the Olympia, right? Yeah. And between every set, he's got another one coming up, another coming up. And which I understand from their point of view coming in. Yeah. I'm like, for Nick or for James, I'm like, this.
It's like me. I couldn't stop taking photos the whole time, right, Ben?
Yeah.
No.
It's just I did the silence on purpose.
All right.
Sorry, you cut out. What'd you say?
No,
the connection's really
spotty. James, what I was gonna say is you don't have to explain yourself.
The connection is really spotty.
What?
Your Apple Watch has told me to fuck off. No, but James, what I was trying to say is you don't have to explain yourself, because it's very, very, very simple. If anybody gets offended, that's on them, because your training is specific to you. Everybody has their own style. Like, some people like being in that really busy environment, and some people don't. So there's no reason for you to be like, to try and explain yourself. All you have to say is, I need to focus. I want to be alone. So I'm training at a gym where I can be alone.
Yeah, the bit that I'm trying not to sound like an arsehole though is that I use the word like average, which for a lot of people they'd be like, how dare you call me average? I don't mean that your potential is average. I mean, where are you currently and where am I currently in this bodybuilding? So I'm just trying to say, like, while I'm up here, because I'm not going to be here forever, I'm going to just focus on being up here and do what I've got to do. And I know that I don't have to explain, because you look at individuals that have come before, like Flex, who just opened the Dragons there, the first one, without saying a word, and just done it.
Yeah.
Focus on his shit, won 7 Olympias because of it.
Well,
that's the kind of shit. And he'd tell you exactly the same way he done it.
Well, he told me he would, even now, he says that, like, he has a cleaning crew come in
for an hour. He trains for an hour.
For an hour. Yeah. Bang. And that's when he works out, when no one is there.
And that's how you become a fucking champion. That's why I say what I say.
Knowing how busy gyms are nowadays, I couldn't see an elite bodybuilder training in that atmosphere. It'd be way too distracting.
It's way too distracting.
You couldn't get done what you need to get done. There's no way.
And I'm not Nick, and I'm not fucking Ramy. I'm not them guys. So obviously I'm not bad at what I do, but I can't imagine how they fucking feel.
No, that's not the right environment for a pro bodybuilder to be in.
When the world's expecting Nick to be Mr. Olympia, I couldn't imagine how he feels being in a gym with like a bunch of people. That's why I'm glad he's at somewhere like MI40 that's a little bit more selective in who they let in.
Well, that was the one thing he said about MI40 that he really liked, is people knew he was busy and working. Yeah. So they didn't bother him. They don't bother him while he's training.
Exactly. And that's perfect. That's what he should. That's what he deserves. To be where he is, he deserves that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, boys.
Can I show? Wait, let me show you. Let me show you this real quick. I don't know if you can pick it up.
What is it? Closer.
Dean,
I just
Big
want to
Dean.
show you.
Go
Dean's
closer.
he'll be pro by the end of
Oh,
when is
Dean.
the show.
Yeah.
He looks good, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
does he
here,
ever?
I'll just pull him up real quick before we go.
You don't have these.
No, but
You just sent them to me like 2 minutes ago.
No, but
Because you got your what?
I have good enough.
When's he on, Ben?
Saturday, so tomorrow at like 3 p.m. and then
And this is pro qualifier, isn't it?
yeah, and there's a
Portugal?
pro show. Then there's the pro show the next day. Which if he wins, then we're putting him straight in. Yeah, we're doing him 212. He has to wait right after he gets off stage.
This guy doesn't even have fucking skin at this point.
We go on my stories and
Look
look
at
at this
this.
morning's.
Look at his shoulders. The striations.
Fouad, go to my stories and
Wait a
check
minute.
out. Here, I'm going to put this one up. Wait, I'm going to put this one up just so you can see it for right now.
What the fuck?
Fuck.
Fouad, go to my stories and check out these two pictures I'm putting up now, just so you can see them.
He looks like it's not even fucking.
Right, I'm going to take these off. I'm going to take these off in a second, but just click to the last 4. I think they should be loaded now. No, not that one. The next one. That was yesterday. No. Go again. Fuck. Where is it? Okay, that was this morning. Yeah, that was this morning, and I'm just uploading the other 2, 3 now.
He looks like his skin doesn't even exist.
And I've been around Dean in the flesh, and it's very impressive.
Fucking thing won't upload. Cunt. Oh, there you go. Come out and go again. Go one more time. They're up now. There you go. That was just now.
Fuck, man. He's got.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I put.
He's got a really nutty pair of arms, isn't he?
What is that weight, Ben? He's like 210. You said
208 right here.
Really? How tall?
Yeah.
5'5", you think?
5'5", 5'6", something like that.
Really? Eh? Fuck.
Yeah. These are actually the quality on that is terrible. Looking at it on the screen.
He's very complete.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's amazing.
Yeah.
He deserves to be on the. He. I feel like he would have won the. He would have been pushing at the Island show, wouldn't he?
Oh, against Rob. Against Rob.
Yeah.
Rob was very conditioned. I'm not discounting Rob.
Rob's got one of the best lower bodies, but I feel like Dean's got that upper body, so therefore it would have been.
I feel like Dean is maybe more complete.
His body ratios stay better when he diets down.
Hey, my wife put a picture up of me. Check it out.
Let's see this.
I look pretty good there.
He's showing off the fucking glutes and hams now, you know, the tree. Nice. That is a good shot, though.
Don't see it.
That is a good shot. Don't see it.
Look at that. Fucking shreds, baby, all the way through.
There's a good example of the background you're talking about for pictures earlier.
Yeah, I mean, that one, I guess it wasn't bad because I'm darker and it's a lighter background.
But imagine that on a darker black background.
Though, I remember like my Arnold, I have some Arnold shots that are like, because the Arnold was in front of a black background, the prejudging anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And all the shots I love those shots because they're just clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Well, I'm sure 10 videos are going to be made about this video, so whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
my last message is everybody keep training, keep doing you. If you take it,
don't get in my way. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, don't get in my way. If you take offense to the way I worded things earlier, it's not meant to fucking put you down. It's just meant to show you where I'm at. Okay. So yeah.
I don't know if that helps.
Sub to my YouTube channel if you like me.
Yeah. If I haven't offended you.
Please.
All right, boys. We'll do it again. We'll talk to you soon.
See you guys.
Take care, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and like the video. And if you get a chance, check out the description for all the different links to all the different places you can find Hostile and myself. And lastly, check out hostile.com for our new line of supplements and all of our apparel and gear. Thanks again for watching.